All right, and now can you try sharing the screen and see what happens? Get some napkins.
That's a good idea.
Here.
This is Iberico egg and cheese.
Whoa.
Sounded exciting.
Espanol. From the peninsula.
From the peninsula.
5 people.
Already?
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
I'd be waiting.
Right. Wait, now we need to see if we can hear ourselves. This was the issue last time.
This was the issue.
I can
Yeah.
that's going to the road.
Yeah.
I can log on to the live stream on my phone and see.
I'm logging in right now.
It is showing
Wait,
some audio.
let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. Hey. Okay, we don't have the same issue as last time.
Are we in?
That's good. What?
We had to make sure the audio was working. That was a kerfuffle last time.
Yeah, we bungled that.
We bungled it.
All right. Hello, everyone. It is 10 a.m. and
Bright and early.
we are about to start this live stream. Goats of Epee commentary. Thank you, On Min Wen 818.
Let's go. We'll try and live up to those lofty expectations.
Yeah.
Do you have the chat? So
we have the
I haven't seen your studio set up.
Don't worry.
The studio setup is very janky.
In-the-field correspondent.
But our commentary is anything but janky.
Yeah, our in-the-field correspondent, Stephen, has joined us off the field. Welcome.
How's it feel to be back in the United States of America?
Yeah.
Feels different
Good.
now than
Yeah, fair.
different now than 10 years ago.
I didn't
but,
mean for that to be a loaded question, but here we are.
But good.
Yeah. All right.
But-
What I mean is it's good to have you in the studio with
Thank you.
us.
Thank you so much.
Real quick, just put this on the story. And do you mind
The long arm of the law.
taking a selfie real quick?
Lawman Dylan.
All right.
Boom.
Sweet. Just realized we probably should do vertical. Thanks for putting it.
Riveting stuff.
We're trying to get everyone on socials.
And we're back.
Thank you for already joining, though. If you did join, Gabriella Claus 9928. Shout out Gabriella Claus. You are currently holding the crown for number one.
No. Number one, Gabriella
Can you
Claus.
put it on full screen? Yes, we can. DJ on full screen. Is that a bit better for you? Yeah, that's good. That should be
1080p
good.
full screen. Let's go.
Let us see that. Right? Is let's slow down the stream. Oh, we're good. I think we're good. It's on full screen.
It might just be your
Nicholas
Wi-Fi.
Lawson, 4913. Sub guys. Sub Nick.
What's up, Nick? How we doing?
Um,
Nick, you're currently the number 2 fan, so you've got to beat out Gabby if you really want to hold that top spot.
But putting
Oh, okay. Now we got the chat. That's good.
You're welcome, King.
DJ, we actually have the chat pulled up here.
I mean, it is helpful. It is
No, that
nice
is
to
helpful.
see
Yeah,
on the
right.
big screen. Yeah, but I don't know. For me, it's easier to see over there.
All right.
Doesn't
sure,
matter.
sure. We haven't fully figured out the system. All right. Do you guys mind also putting this on y'all's? Quick.
Yeah. Oh, this guy's doing the same
We've
thing.
got a selfie. Everyone's selfieing. tonight.
Everyone's selfie right
Ref,
now.
Us. It's contagious.
Is that the ref? Respect. Might just be a fan, super fan.
Who is that?
That guy. What a suit.
So let's get talking. We've got a crazy situation here with a top 4 in men's epee that was completely different from the top 4 that we saw in Fujairah a couple of weeks ago. And let's pull this up right here. Grand Prix du Qatar. In a women's epee, we have Candassamy, the winner of the last Grand Prix.
No surprise to
in
see her
top
here
4,
again.
And the rest of the 3 are all new. So 7 of the 8 people that are in the semifinals here are fresh faces from 2 weeks ago. Did not do as well. It shows how truly anyone can do well in this sport, how competitive it really is. And honestly, just even more kudos to Candassamy for being able to go back-to-back top 4s. That's
Absolutely.
crazy.
Oh, Trevor Shepard want to know if there were any great bouts that you should catch up on.
Oh, he didn't.
Let's
he didn't
review
see
the
them.
tableau.
Yeah, okay. So in men's epee, what I will say is we got to shout out our Americans.
Absolutely.
A lot of tough losses in the 64, but then we had one hero for the day, Gabriel Feinberg,
Go Gabe.
who beat one of the guys who actually finaled at the last minute, Matteo Galassi. He beat him
Crazy.
32, 15, 14. That's a huge win.
Huge
for
win.
anyone, specifically for Gabe, who is one of the newer U.S. faces on the circuit, and he's doing great. He also beat a French guy, Gaetan Lebert, and another French guy, Kendrick John Joseph, to ultimately go out to a Russian fencer, Dmitry Gusev, who's in his first top 4 right now. But Gabe Feinberg, Galassi, crazy bout.
Gusev had himself a day already,
Yeah,
too.
Gusev beat Yamada and Andrasvi as well as Feinberg. But Yamada and Andrasvi, 2 huge wins for anyone, specifically a guy who hasn't been in the top 4 before. And it's cool to see the quick turnaround, really. You know, you had Kongstad at the last one who do so well after never making it past the certain round, and Gusev, same thing, popping into the 4. Maybe we'll see more of this from him in the future.
I mean, Gusev is a vet, though. Like, he's been around the circuit for a long time, even when I was doing World Cup. So cool to see him come back and get on the podium.
I'm sure the Manarelli Mo bout was interesting, but there weren't a lot of 15-14s today, if I'm looking here. A lot of 15-8s. A lot of 15-8s. Maybe Siklosi Bayard.
Can you scroll up a bit?
Yeah, here, you can scroll. You're in charge now.
I'm in charge.
I don't know if my eyes deceive me, but it looks like we've got IOC President Thomas Bach in the audience, front row, former fencer for the German team. 1 Olympics, maybe 2 Olympics back in the 80s. I'd love to see him. Yeah, there he is. Always a big proponent of keeping fencing in the spotlight.
Yeah, thanks for joining our stream, Thomas Bach. Did Imrich lose? Yes, both Imrichs lost, actually. It's
the good one and the better one.
Yeah, which is sad for the U.S., but, you know, fencing, you can't win. Most amazing resumes have more losses than wins.
We are officially underway here.
Yeah,
right.
well, we're not they're announcing the people. We can keep chatting a bit. Okay, Gabriela Claus 9928 is definitely upset that Imrich lost. It's okay. We're all upset, but we promise there's gonna be some great fencing. In the women's event, to start off, we have Esther Muhari and Anna Maksymenko in the second semifinal, 2 of the younger stars of women's epee. Maksymenko still in the junior category, doing great, and honestly becoming one of the best fencers in the world. She won Budapest last year as like a 17-year-old or something. Esther Muhari, Olympic bronze medalist from Paris.
One of your teammates at the Great
One of
Notre Dame.
Stephen's, yeah. Stephen.
I didn't know how long you were there, Ari.
You ever beat her, Stephen?
Probably not, no. She had a great record against me. Very good fence.
A very talented lefty, very
talented.
strong through the 6 line.
You know what?
Classic Hungarian style.
Difficult to hit. It is
I believe that.
hard to hit her. She makes it very difficult. That is the sport. You know, the Notre Dame coach had a saying, you know, fencing is not just about trying to touch, it's about not being touched. And
Very true.
some people make it incredibly challenging for you to score touches on them. Esther is one of those people, in addition to being super talented. She can do a lot. She's fast. She's strong. She has great positioning, great coordination, just a great fencer all around.
I feel like she's just a fighter, too.
She
Like, I
is.
see her on the
She
tip.
is.
I've never fenced her, but I feel like she's just a dog out there. Like, she really wants to win.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She has a really tough matchup here with Maksymenko, whose footwork is incredible. I think that's one of her strongest assets, as we'll see. Great footwork, especially from a young fencer. She moves a lot on strip, and Esther is a lot more of like she likes choking out her opponents. You know, from a strategic standpoint, she likes pushing them, putting pressure and attacking on that preparation. I think it's going to be hard to find that timing on someone who moves so well.
Esther loves controlling the line, and you can see her blade work. She's always looking to control the 6 line, right? Very strong. This Ukrainian fencer has a great sense of distance. French grip, loves to push, draw, and attack. So it'll be interesting to see how much Esther wants to push, how many risks she wants to take on the offensive side versus a girl who we know loves to counterattack and is looking for those counterattacks as a second intention.
Yeah. Oh, we see Trevor Shepard here, undefeated last year at NCAA. Yeah, Esther Muhari did something really impressive. Some of you are tuning in from the U.S., others are not. We have the NCAA
Phil Kang.
championships. Yeah, Phil Kang is confirm that fact. So the NCAA fencing championship, the university championships for fencing, essentially, it's a very competitive tournament. It's only getting more and more competitive each year with the international talent that we have. And Esther Muhari went 25-0, which is incredible. In the giant pool where you fence every single person, she went undefeated, which is already very, very unheard of for the most part, but specifically in Epee, where truly anything can happen. And then on top of that, winning the next two to go 25-0, leading Notre Dame to a national championship as a team as well, is a pretty legendary experience. So she has quite a few accolades to her name and might add another one today. On the other side, though, we have an interesting teammate matchup that we haven't talked about at all right now. Louis-Marie and Candassamy, Olympic teammates, and frankly, two very, very strong fencers. I think Louis-Marie was really excited to not have to fence Hadley in the 8. She beat Hadley in the 16 today. So she got revenge from last 2 times that they fenced. Yeah, so that was probably a great bout. Honestly, did not catch it, sadly, but would love to go back and watch it. Hadley and Louis-Marie are now developing quite a rivalry. They fenced on U.S. turf, on other turfs as well.
That's right.
Hadley did a great job beating her in Fujairah, and it looks like they're just going to be meeting a lot more. So it's awesome that we're getting this rivalry happening. Today was in the 16, which is early for those two, but Louis-Marie had to beat. That's a very strong win for Louis-Marie to get to the top 4.
And as we all know, when teammates fence, you just never know who's going to come out on top. They train so much together. You know every tactical change they're going to do. I feel like when teammates fence, it's either a blowout often or it's going to be 15-14 down on the wire. I'm curious to see how this one shapes out.
At Gabriella Claus 9928, why are they just standing there? They are being announced. We don't have the audio from the stream right now, but in Doha, they like to be very professional in Qatar, and they do put on a nice presentation of the event. This is a bit boring. This is not the team, Gabriella Claus 9928. This is an individual event. They are being introduced, and I'm sure the athletes are wondering why the heck they're still there. This is taking a little too long, if you ask me. I think people would much rather just see the fencing. All right, now we're seeing some brackets from the 8. I think Candassamy beating Song in the 8, that's a super strong win, #1 in the world. And Candassamy also beating Kasha Nixon, and who else she got? Yasinskaya and Yang. So that's a hard path for Candassamy, being such a strong fencer, still fencing Kasha Nixon or Catherine Nixon in the 16, Sarah Song in the 8, and now Louis-Marie in the 4. That's a pretty tough day, if you ask me. On the other side, Muhari beat Santuccio, who's a very strong fencer. We saw her last time in the Fujairah semifinals. And the finals. She got second. So Esther had that 14-13 win. That's a huge one for her. She beat Lin Tae-hee, who's the other Korean girl from top 4, Korean woman, that we saw doing very well. So Muhari with not an easy path as well. And Maksymenko taking out Nollner MB, Pauline Brunner, Kowalczyk, the Italian, and Borsodi, a Hungarian one's Epeeist, who upset Katrina Lehis. So everyone's gone through quite a tough path to get here. I do think that the 2 toughest draws came to Muhari and to Candassamy. So we'll see if that prepared them and battle tested them for what's to come.
2 of the best in the world, so no surprise that they came out on top.
Yeah. And while we're waiting here, Stephen, the bout hasn't started. We have some stuff on the table here. We have a Career USA mask and an Edge advanced grip system. We'd like to just shout out 2 of our sponsors. Edge is a system and spray used to make sure that your shoes have traction so that you don't slip. I suffer from slipping a lot on courts and, fencing strips, and have injured myself a handful of times. So I definitely need that extra edge when I get on to fence my opponents. And
name of the thing. Good job.
Yeah, and then Prix, you can talk about that, Stephen.
Well, Prix is our equipment sponsor, best equipment in the game. What's the slogan nowadays? Your gear, your game. So be sure to check out the Prix USA shop and get yourself some brand new fencing equipment. Truly, in our opinion, the best in the game. We hope you guys like too.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started here.
our stream ahead of this stream?
No.
Yeah, it is.
Wait.
No.
Yeah, it is. That
That-
stream
well,
is
then
ahead
hit-
of this. Sorry, we're watching on TV now.
There's like a half a second.
I don't care. I'd rather react to it when we're seeing it.
React to it live.
And we see instantly Louis Marie pushing, being super assertive. Candassamy seems to be okay, just
Predictions?
taking the pressure.
We'll get back to you on that one, Josh.
My prediction here is Candassamy. I think that although they are teammates, she is the stronger fencer right now. I think Louis Marie looks to be taking over pretty hard on the aggression, but Candassamy, as we saw 2 weeks ago in Fujairah, she's just so calm, cool, and collected, and I love that about her game.
I think it's interesting to see here, though. Candassamy normally is a little bit more assertive on footwork. She's putting a little bit more pressure back normally. And so this may just be a sense of when teammates fence, she knows the right amount of pressure to put on. It's not too much. She's not overexerting herself. But for the first point, Louis Marie, more assertive, more pressure. And no surprise, she got the remise after being aggressive.
I love the way, and I'm going to go, my knowledge of the stakes of this bout isn't as good as Ari's, but I'm going to go with Louis Marie right now, just simply because the way she's asserting herself with the footwork and leading the footwork, she's so much more active, and I think she's going to create a lot more opportunities, especially you know, the two French fencers. The game is so dependent on developing things with the footwork, creating those openings. I'm going to go with Louis Marie for this match.
That's a fair take. I do really like her fencing. I think she's, especially for her size, so athletic and explosive, which is something that is, you know, the taller you are, the harder it is to be as athletic.
I mean, that's
as
a great
explosive.
attack.
Yeah.
Very coordinated.
Yeah, no, she's great. So we have Michael M. YouTube. Not having the official audio is a good thing. Although it's too bad we can't have audio with the official nice touch.
Putting pressure, and guess what? When you put pressure, being assertive, things open up like a nice touch on the hand there.
Joshua Zhang, 483, handsomest fencing
click on top.
commentators. Thank you. Bobby Liu, 96. Thanks, Ari and Stephen, for the video. You guys rock. No, thank you for joining in. Like, this is only made
thank you
possible
guys
by
for
coming in.
waking up
And
with
we
us today.
instantly see Candassamy more aggressive. She's down two. She knows she needs to push more. Gets a nice 6 under pair repost, drawing out the counterattack from Louis Marie.
being behind because we get the instant replay.
Yeah, look, what a great.
And we've got the setup
Candassamy's
here.
changes are so smooth, and she's so relaxed as she goes through and makes that adjustment. It's just really one of the things that I think establishes her as one of the strongest fencers in the world. At Julian Brodsky, 7112, live correspondent, Mr. Ewart, in the studio today.
We got him back.
Yes, thank you, Stephen.
We made it out.
Through.
The snow tried to stop us, but
You made it.
No, definitely
out the
tried to
mud.
stop us.
Uh,
We see continued push from Louis Marie. It's interesting. Candassamy looked like she had such success on pushing, getting a succession, my favorite show, getting a counterattack out and doing a pair of reposts. But now she's going back to the passive, more waiting game that she was doing on the first couple touches.
I think that just comes from the teammate side of things, where she knows Louis Marie's ticks, and Louis Marie is faster than her. I think we see that, and probably physically stronger as well. So just picking her moments is, I think, what's happening. She's doing a lot of these preps to the hand, and they're really smooth and slow with it. What is that? P yellow?
P yellow.
PLO,
All right.
8
With
seconds
8
left.
seconds left. I think they're taking this one to the break.
I think so.
No doubt.
Interesting pacing of the bout. Do you think we're going all the way to 15?
Yeah, I think this will pick up. Candassamy, we see her typically, if she's not above the whole time and the opponent's just giving the lead away, I think Candassamy is a third period fencer from what we've seen. I'd love to be wrong, though. Being wrong on a live stream is extra fun. So, yeah, we're going to the break at 3-2. Hey, Stephen, if you're coaching Louis Marie, what are you telling her right now?
Listen, I mean, it's still early in the match. You're still gathering information, although I do think she needs to be resistant to that push and not let Louis Marie develop as
So
much.
what are you telling Louis Marie?
Oh,
right
sorry. It's far too early. I'm telling her to keep going. She's got to keep the pressure on. She's got to keep developing these actions. I think she is still in a dominant position here. She's got the 1 point advantage, but I think she just needs to keep up the work developing these actions offensively.
All right, Dylan, what are you telling Candassamy right now if you're coaching her?
Can't be so passive. Listen, she set up a great touch, drawing out the counterattack from Louis Marie. push to her into the strip. If you're passive, you're not moving as much, you're not asserting yourself on the strip and starting the preparations, you're going to be a step behind. And we know the physicality that Louis-Marie brings is at least going to double out, especially in a more French system that they're both in, where there's not as many second intention blade takes. It's a much more straight game. There's no height advantage for Candassamy, so she needs to be assertive and take a few risks, but she can't be passive or Louis-Marie is just going to take over, and she's fine with doubles.
I like that. And I think we're going to see Candassamy, in my opinion, is a very tactically smart fencer, as we've seen. And I'm really excited to see her take all the information that she got. I sound like Chris Collinsworth and freaking Mahomes right now. I want her to, show us again that she's such an advanced fencer as far as being able to make those subtle adjustments.
And we already see the difference, right? She's fencing more in the middle of the street.
Oh, yeah. I loved that one.
That's awesome. That is so good.
It's also just a morale killer, right?
Yeah.
Boom.
Distance parry to the
I love it.
fall short takeover with the little boop.
Phenomenal.
Oh, ouch.
So
It's
She's
okay, though.
overexerting herself a little bit too much. Nice
Dang.
counter parry into Prix.
Louis-Marie is doing a great job of absorbing that
Agreed.
pressure, though, and there's a difference between getting pushed and still developing defensively or counter offensively.
I agree. She's so relaxed too. She heard me talking trash. Also, 44 people already a part of the live. Thank you, everyone, for joining in.
Good to have
We're
you.
really happy to have you here. Good morning. Snowy morning in New York City, but we still made it out for this 5-2 bout in the second period with Candassamy and Louis-Marie, semifinals of the Doha Grand Prix. That was unintentional. Whatever.
You can't help it.
I can't help it. I'm
You
a
got
poet and I
bars.
didn't even know it. Bars. Dars. I saw Dimitri last night.
You did?
Yeah. Well, look at
He's in the
Louis-
city?
Louis-Marie is doing
Oh, that's
phenomenal
crazy.
pressure
Oh.
on the hand.
Wow.
Candassamy with Damien Leffelt one tempo action.
No, that was a pair of repos.
I'm making
Oh,
a joke.
okay.
There's a Roman Cano Bardenet touch that
Yeah.
analyzes.
Okay,
that
sorry.
was a one tempo action. Sorry,
Need y'all to
Damien.
call it
Had to blast you on that
We
one.
would love to.
I will say, even before that touch, Louis-Marie is putting excellent pressure on the hand, and Candassamy is coming over the top, trying to see if she can get over the guard, and Louis-Marie is staying at a perfect distance to keep threatening the hand, and I was actually surprised one of those didn't hit.
Yeah. Ooh,
that's
Candassamy.
good.
It looked like she
Drawing
flipped
up the
her on the way
counterattack.
up.
Back,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love it when that happens because both people know. Well, let's see if that was the touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it looks like she hit her on the lunge.
Missed the first one. On the pole, it looks like she hit.
Really? That's so funny. Well, if that happens in any of my bouts, I know my opponent knows that
both
I
know.
didn't do it on purpose. And I sometimes I like giving that an extra
No, that's
yell.
when you got to yell.
No, an extra
Exactly.
yell, just an oomph, like, yeah, I did that on purpose. And they know you didn't. Oh, especially with a teammate. That
And
would
now we're
drive,
playing 3D chess.
if
That's how it
Stephen and I
goes.
were doing that, that would drive the other person insane.
I give it a laugh.
No, you
Whether
wouldn't.
it's me, whether it's me or the other person, I laugh. at that
Oh,
one.
yeah, but I'm saying, let's say I yelled full out.
That's fine. That's fine for Louis-Marie.
This is
She's-
fine for both of them,
That's
honestly.
fine.
I think
That looks good
Candassamy, it looks like this is actually a
Low
much
risk
harder.
touch.
Well, it's a harder matchup for her than I anticipated, probably due to Louis-Marie actually being taller than her and somehow just as relaxed, which is awesome. But Candassamy, I think, is still going to take this in the third period.
Better pressure in the middle from both fencers. It's interesting. Candassamy is really fighting for that 6 line. You can see short prep to the hand, seeing if she can draw a counter, and really is owning that 6. Nice.
Nice.
Both
Great
fencers with some
infighting touch.
smooth touches this bout.
A lot of good
There-
infighting.
Give us the
but-
replay. We didn't get this in Fujairah.
Oh,
Maybe
before,
maybe
hit
she
the
hit
on the chest.
before. No, I think the behind the back was just extra
Oh, it was
flare.
extra?
Yeah, I
Just
think
in
she hit
case.
before then.
We need a. Anyway,
All right, come on, let's see something happen. I love it. The tension in the middle of the strip is great. Both of
Really
them
fighting for the center.
very relaxed though, even though there's a good fight happening. Both fencers, you can see their shoulders totally not hiked. Their feet are doing a lot of the work for them, and they're just ready to fence.
the movement has become a lot more active since the beginning of the bout.
Yeah, look how close they're getting, especially guys. Don't want this to be understated. Both of these women are at least 6'2" or 6'3". So these are two very, very tall fencers that are very close to each other, just fighting it out.
And they'll probably let this go to the break.
All right.
Wrapping it down.
Going to the break now.
Okay. So
I don't think we're going to make it to 15.
really, I still think we're making it to 15. What are our takes for third period, guys?
Who's putting the pressure on? That's the question for me. Candassamy found success pressuring. I think it's interesting. Louis-Marie has shifted her strategy really to try for the hand. You see all these picks and flicks she's throwing to the hand, trying to get Candassamy's hand out, hoping that one of them sticks. So far, she hasn't hit one, and it's exposed her as soon as the arm is out to that 6 that Candassamy is taking advantage of. So I'm curious to see if she's going to go on a more offensive run in the third.
She's been getting hit on those deep actions that she's trying to provoke as well. So it'll be interesting to see if she finally finds a solution defensively or if she goes back more offensive with the creation of the actions. But I guess we'll see very shortly.
I think she's a little nervous to attack.
Yeah, if Louis-Marie wants to win this bout, I think she needs to rip a deep attack. She's literally, other than that flesh that we saw that was nice, ended up in a double, she's hit the foot and the hand essentially. And I think
doubles.
Yeah, but I think that she's got the athleticism to go deep, and she's so smooth as we saw in that flesh. I think if she rips a really deep one with a nice change in tempo, that's what she needs. Otherwise, Candassamy is just gonna, slow drip this one to the end. She's a superior tactical fencer at the moment. And you can see that small takeover where now Louis-Marie's just focused on the hand, that instantly becomes a deficit when you're talking about the bigger picture, because then you're not fixating like hand, body. It's just like, oh, I need to pick the hand. And we've all been there where we just start reacting, going for that easy one.
Nice change up.
And that's me, I'm telling you, she's a third period lady. That's such a hard thing to do.
Angle.
Yeah, nice counter.
attack.
And I mean, she drew out obviously the deeper attack there, but that's again, Louis-Marie's not setting that up. So maybe she heard me say deep attack and then just decided to rip one. And now Candassamy is in control. Look at that counter pressure. She's so relaxed.
That's a nice touch.
Ooh, right back. She found it.
Yeah,
But she prepped for it, right? Instead of just letting Candassamy control, and she's throwing out these counterattacks, hoping to hit. Yeah, she set up that time to get the counterattack out. All right, more pressure. Yeah, this fight for the middle is super interesting.
Yeah, I know. They're just going after it here in the middle, which is not something that is typically, seen. Usually you see one fencer kind of give way to the other. Ooh.
Wow.
Stepped in, not ready.
There's just no openings on Candassamy.
No.
Right? She's doing such a great job of creating her moments without giving anything away.
And the craziest part is there is definitely some change in tempo, but she's just smooth. It's like Esther, honestly. Esther Muhari. We'll see that in the next semifinal. Such a smooth fencer where there is speed, but it's one of those smooth as fast situations.
The other thing that's so tough about Candassamy too, nice counterattack.
Oh my God.
The tough thing about Candassamy is her hand is so active. There's all these little mini preps that you're not sure what is going to be the real one that extends.
No, I think Louis-Marie was sure on that one.
But again, she's
that was good commentary.
Thank you. I'm literally Chris Collingsworth right now. I have to leave. Well, here's a guy.
There we go.
There we
That's
go.
what we're talking about.
I was wondering if she was going to stay fixated on the hand.
Yeah, no, but she finally went short, deep with a great change in tempo. Look
And a
at
change
that.
in line as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that change in tempo is key when you have this speed on your opponent. You have to use it.
Double's
It doesn't
fine.
mean you're going fast. But if you're faster and it's an advantage you have to whip it out at some point, especially on the final strip, semifinal match, but you're on the stage like this. You don't have a lot of shots here.
Listen, it's about keeping them honest, right? If they think that you can just get into
God! If
disco,
she had hit that foot touch.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! A lot of swag from Louis Marie. This is very
Look at that
stylish.
change in
It starts
tempo
from
on
the
footwork,
shoes.
too.
Yeah,
She's
I
love
really
the black
working hard
shoes.
not to give up that crown.
Oh, finally got
wow. That's the second time she's hit that counter parry. Got caught in 6, yielded back to Preem. Definitely a touch.
Obviously not one of the more elegant looking ones, but
Listen.
an important one to hit. These are the touches that in many cases will make or break your
She got it
day.
with a flick on the back, too.
Yeah, a little bit of a flick there.
Oh,
we
we
missed
missed the
it.
next one. I guess Candassamy, quick response.
What do you
show
think?
it? I'd say it's to the leg. I guess we'll never know.
Guess we'll never know.
Oh.
Oh,
There we go.
off the line. All right.
All right, nothing. Just a counter to the arm.
Unfortunately, poor time management there. Eat as much time as you can. Make your opponent make the mistakes. No need to flush off the line there.
What about not going to 15? Also, is the time not running?
Time is not running.
Time is
Oh,
not
no,
running.
time is running,
Time
just
is
not
running,
on
just
this.
not on the live stream.
Yeah, not
All
on the
right.
stream. It's okay if we forgive you. 51 people. Thanks for joining in.
Good morning, everybody.
Perfect time.
Oh,
12-12 with a great counterattack from Candassamy. She is,
Honestly, it looks like a good setup from Louis
I
Marie.
know,
Yeah.
but
Drew the arm out.
yeah,
left it there. No, I take it back. That's a
no,
premeditated.
Candassamy,
I love it.
beautiful.
Honestly, that's a shot we don't see enough of.
We
Is you lure them into this
Yeah.
rhythm, and then everyone's so ready for the takeover, right?
Yeah.
Make them fall short, then go. But if you leave the arm out, there's great opportunities there.
That was awesome. Whenever I leave my arm out, somebody just takes the blade and hits me. Nice flush
Nice
there.
flush.
That's what she needed to do. Like those deep attacks, when she sets them up, she
Was it
has
through
the
6? I can tell. Let's
looked like she was
good
went
angle.
above.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
straight.
Straight to the shoulder.
I mean, Candassamy, arm out, was going for the same touch.
Yeah. That's usually what happens to me when I leave my arm out.
You get hit?
Or Stephen backflicks me. Okay.
nice.
All right. Let's go. I want to see a priority match. I would love to see some crazy
That's
comeback right now.
20 seconds.
Oh,
nice. Good
Louis
attack.
Marie wins the
Pressure.
teammate match.
I should have known we were going 15 here.
Yeah, so I was right on that. I
That's
was wrong
what
about
I'm
who
saying.
would win.
I should have known.
Do I get anything for being half right?
We need Brian Griffiths to set the odds.
Yeah, Ryan, set the odds. Ryan's not in the chat
No, we
because
don't
he's at
support
practice
sports
right
betting
now.
on this.
What? Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
Oh,
Only it tears families apart. All right, I'll take my soapbox. That's fine.
Wow. Honestly, great
bout.
match. Great match.
Absolutely great bout.
So many counterattacks. So many counterattacks. The arm took over. You know, they're both fencers with touches to the hand and the arm on that.
I'm
you know,
kind of shocked that was
middle
one of the
strip.
first attacks through the blade in the whole bout,
Yeah.
especially as two French-style fencers, but they both are using pistol or Belgian grips, right? Not a lot of on-the-blade actions. It's all beats, and then the rest is relatively straight.
The crazy thing was that a lot of these touches were just distance and timing.
100%.
Yeah.
That's the
Going
French
straight to
system,
the
baby.
hand.
That's
I know.
how it works.
I know, but similarly to you, you know, you see a lot of their other fencers. Even Candassamy likes doing a lot of beats and
A lot of two
you know,
preparation,
Yeah.
beat two preparation from her.
What I like to see is that they spent so much time in distance, right? There was not a lot of
Crazy
but it wasn't
close.
passive
It
in
wasn't-
distance.
absolutely
They
not.
were
that's
fighting
what I'm saying
in their
is because
circle.
they are in distance, stuff is happening. It's not just preparation for preparation's sake. At any moment, they are gaining information, getting closer and closer to making these touches happen. That's a tough bout mentally. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously not for these women. They are incredible fencers at the top of the world.
You don't think
Used
that
to
was
stuff
tough
Doesn't mean
for
it's
them?
not tough.
You don't think
Well,
that was tough for them?
I think I'd cry, to be honest with you.
Okay.
That is
But
mentally
just because they're
draining.
tougher than you doesn't mean it wasn't tough for them.
I'm okay. Thanks, Larry.
Honestly, great bout from two French Olympic teammates. And we have Louis Marie going on to the finals, fencing the winner of our next bout, which is Esther Muhari and Anna Maksymenko. Dasha texted me, hey, let Dylan and Stephen speak. So I'm going to be quiet for a bit. With a smiley
You're
face.
doing great.
Hey, Dasha, we need you in the chat. This is a good time maybe to, no, after this bout, when they do the announcement, we'll play our new theme song. You guys will get a preview it here
The
live.
announcement of the theme song.
Stephen and I's friend, Colin Campbell,
Shout out, Colin.
great musician, wrote the theme song for Direct Elimination that you guys will be hearing on all future episodes.
Are there
starting
lyrics?
next week.
There are
You will
lyrics.
hear them,
It is
so.
excited.
a 2-minute song.
Great.
We're gonna have to figure out. We're gonna play the full thing.
I hope
the
that
beginning,
just
the middle,
replaces
the
the
end.
mukbang segment that you have.
The inconsistent mukbang segment is
Thank
gonna
God.
start here in a minute. I got this.
I think it's time for you to eat that,
You
Stephen.
think
I'm
it's time for
tired
me
of
to eat that?
smelling it,
Move
and
the mic
Yeah, you're right.
away.
It does not smell good.
it smells like a fart.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it smells like a tooth.
Uh,
What do you order?
That's a Iberico ham, egg, and cheese.
Oh my gosh.
What bagel spot is doing Iberico ham?
Black seed.
Shout out.
I saw that yesterday.
All right, prepping for this bout, I'm so curious to see a French grip fencer who's really trying to push to get a attack in preparation, a counterattack to hit versus Muhari, who I think is very disciplined, loves controlling the blade, and we don't see a ton of chasing attack action. She's generally putting pressure, getting a response in, and hitting with a counterattack, closing the line, pair repost.
I'm very excited. Similarly, I want to see how Muhari. I love watching how smooth Muhari is with her attacks and defenses. She really has this. That disengaged flesh is just so tight and smooth in that spiral sense that so many coaches, chase after with their students. But Maksymenko moves so well.
It's true.
And I'm curious to see how Esther handles that. Maksymenko, especially after this, going into the next couple tournaments, is going to be top 16 in the world with 2 Grand Prix podiums. So this is an up-and-coming top fencer fencing, someone who, Esther's been at the top of her game for a bit now, one of the best fencers in the world by a mile, right? Like Esther is one of the people that people show up to these tournaments to beat, to have an opportunity to fence against and to beat. So
No doubt. Olympic medalist.
love watching her compete.
Esther is a blade work masterclass. I think there's a ton to learn from how she controls the blade. And it really is about what we talk about a lot is your areas of excellence, right? What are the things that you're good at and how can you funnel your opponent into ending up in the spot where you feel strong, right? She has such a control over the lines, especially 6, and always finds a way to get her opponents into that line where she feels extremely confident.
I agree. Can we take a quick pause? Whatever is going on in Qatar is definitely throwing off me and probably the fencers too. A lot of waiting for these athletes that just want to go out and compete. And I'm not sure, we don't have the audio, so I don't know if someone's explaining what's going on, but they're waiting a long time for the initial presentation. Thomas Bach, not happy. Oh, these guys aren't happy. Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but we'll just keep chatting, honestly. Any questions from our 54 viewers right now? I mean, thank you everyone for being here and joining us for the semifinal. This is only going to continue getting more exciting as the competition progresses into the finals, the men's event with the semifinals. But we're just sitting here waiting for the FIE to figure out what's going on here in Qatar. Stephen, how's that sandwich?
You were complaining about the smell. As soon as I opened it, it stopped smelling bad. It started smelling pretty good.
Maybe you started tasting it.
Yeah. Here's one of the other half. It's pretty
Maybe
tasty.
Bobby Lou. I would vote for Ari and Steven as the official FIE live commentators. Way better than the Manning Brothers Football Live. I really appreciate that, Bobby Lou 96. My question is, what about Dylan Nollner at first intention right here?
Thank you.
He is, in my opinion, an invaluable piece of this puzzle because Dylan has such great tactical and technical feedback on what's happening in the bout. His attention to detail is so high relative to mine, definitely Stephen's. And I love having Dylan in the studio here with us because he adds that, maybe the word I'm looking for is educated,
Let's not go that far.
articulate taste.
Listen, you were at college longer than me.
That's true. Doesn't mean I learned anything. Josh Rajang dropped the direct elimination sportsbook
At
in
Josh
due
Rajang,
time. In due
Only if
time.
you drop med school and become a bookie.
These fencers definitely just waiting. You hate to see this. Last time we saw the stage with people falling off. This time we're just looking at fencers sitting and waiting to fence and compete. I mean,
They still could fall off this stage.
yeah, we still haven't seen that yet, but this is not no bueno. You know, obviously not there. Can't really say what's happening. It looks like there might be a technical issue of some sort, but
She doesn't know either.
this is very hard to stay focused through. You know, you prepare yourself to get out there and start fencing, maybe. You prepare yourself to get out there and start fencing, and then you just have to sit and wait. I'd love to see some mind games, maybe a newspaper and espresso from all
There we
the
go.
fencers.
That was a fun interview.
Thank you. Yeah, we just posted on Friday. Stephen and I interviewed Keith Smart, American fencing legend in men's saber, first U.S. men's fencer to be ranked number 1 in the world, right?
believe
Something
so.
like that. But he was so great, and his takes were so sweet and articulate, and the way he remembered and he communicated his memories about his journey. It was really touching for us to get a chance to sit there and
Just a hilarious storyteller too. The
Oh,
story
yeah.
about the 3 addresses from Aladar cracked me up. That was so funny.
yeah.
If you want to know what I'm talking about, check the most recent Direct Elimination podcast with Keith Smart.
No, thank you.
I
Just
got
an
you.
hour and a half of your time. It's no big deal. You're already here for however long this is going to take.
All right,
Okay,
we're
it looks like
getting
we're
started.
finally getting some
All right.
fencing. Let's go. All right.
Me some fencing.
Predictions from my friends here. I think we have
Gotta go with Esther the homie.
Esther, the homie for Steven. Dylan, what do you have? What's your prediction?
I feel like it's hard to beat Esther.
All right, then I will be on the other side of this just for fun. I will say Maksymenko's footwork takes the dub here.
Did you say she's medaled this season already?
Maksymenko won Budapest last year.
Last year, right?
Yeah.
Against Ritzy.
She did something
Yeah.
this season too, no?
Maybe we can check let's check at the 1 minute break. But she's
I will say,
a
if
great.
that's- if
Look how
that's it,
look how
then-
well she moves.
She's great footwork, great flow,
reminds
very
me-
disruptive.
Reminds me of an even more athletic Yana Shemakina, and they're working with the same coach, I believe. So a lot of great French grip fencers coming out of Lvov in Ukraine,
2012 London Olympic champion.
both hitting the hand. That was cool.
That was
We
weird.
got a couple snipers here. I
I
love
like
it.
that.
At Levi Koppel, I turned into the mainstream and immediately the commentator explaining how pools work. And is that when you chose to come join us at Levi Koppel?
You jump off the diving board.
Yaroslav Ponomarenko T20. Watch Maksymenko winning it all.
I
That
love
might
it.
be my prediction here. I think her footwork is so good. Also, the score is 1-1.
1-1.
I think that
Part of the technical difficulties we might have seen earlier, I think.
unless they touch tips. No, it looked like hand touches.
Yeah, I
should
think
be
it was like a
1-1.
double hand touch.
At Yaroslav Ponomarenko. Ponomarenko, I'm on
Nice
your team
touch.
here. Look at that beautiful touch set up with such great footwork, guys.
Incredible pressure. You see pushing all the way down the strip, waiting for the moment. That's not even close. That's an easy one.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, they
It's
fixed the score.
It's going to be very interesting to see how Esther deals with this because Maksymenko is in distance for half a second and then she's gone. And then if she's in distance for longer than half a second, it's usually because she's attacking.
Mhm.
Get Yaroslav on the pod. That would be pretty fun.
Mm.
Interesting.
Looks like good timing from Esther.
Yeah.
Just
But
a
Yeah,
miss.
just very nice adjustment.
Yeah.
Yeah, she missed and Maksymenko didn't. That hit the back.
She was ready.
Back flick? Just kidding. Would be cool to see one here, though. Maybe Esther will whip it out. She ever back flick you, Steven?
No. Nah, she's not tall enough. She's tall, but not tall enough.
So both of these fencers similar heights, both significantly shorter than the two French fencers that we saw. Both of these fencers are a lot closer to between 5'9" and 5'10".
Wow,
Another
great
great
touch.
touch.
Esther's just coming out a little too early on that one. I think she really needs to pin Maksymenko at the end of the strip, limit the amount of moving she can do to help sort of narrow down the timing for that touch so she doesn't have the chance to move out of it or adjust her positioning.
Yeah, well, here's the interesting thing about the flow of the bout is that Maksymenko came out very assertive, pushing to Esther's end of the strip and ended up getting a great advanced lunge to the body. But now she's able to play more of her game, or at least what I've seen in the Budapest finals from last year, where she's pushing, applying pressure, jumping in and out of distance, and able to counterattack. But that's a great interception through the blade from Esther.
Esther's just so smooth. And again, look, she's working a lot less on the legs and with a nice beat.
I saw that as like a second intention parry post, right?
Yeah.
Pressure draws the counterattack out from Maksymenko and is ready to go
she's just
through the
riposting
blade.
with the lunge, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I see that. Should we explain how pools work? Not important here. If you're on this stream, you're probably already a fencing fan. And if you're not, let us know in the chat. We can explain anything you have questions
Why
about.
is there a TV under that?
So DJ, our technician for the day, is asking, why is there a TV under there? So that TV is for the instant replay for the referee if they need to review a point. And the other one is on it. Well, it's not tiny for him. It's larger than my computer screen.
They're actually
here.
life size in Doha.
Yeah. So Maksymenko off to a great start.
Look at how calm and happy she is.
Does that remind you of Yamada at the Olympics, Stephen?
No. That's true freedom right there. Freedom from winning.
So I think,
All right, if you're Esther's coach, what are you telling her?
I'm saying Bosman. But what I'm actually
You're going to get us
saying,
demonetized.
yeah, what I'm saying is he's going to definitely encourage her to push, but less aggressively. Esther got a little one-dimensional there, and that's kind of what hurt her chances on some of those touches with Maksymenko. So I'm sure he's telling Esther to keep the pressure on, similarly to how Stephen said she had to adjust, but she just needs to sometimes pull back a little, maybe slow down the push to find that moment on Maksymenko's jump in to hit, which is exactly what she did. Because that jump in reaction counter is going to be the only way that Muhari, I think, is able to find the timing to
It's
close
not
in.
only just waiting for the time, it's creating the time.
Creating. But look, exactly, a couple steps back, just like letting the bout breathe a little more, because Muhari is so good at that. I mean, closing in on that step in, and her tip just
A
shoots
little
out.
too far away. Great
Yeah.
distance from Maksymenko.
Yeah, all right.
That's a fine double.
there.
He's chasing with those lunges, though.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Probably not what you want to see. Take a little bit more time. Use the full minute to really, as Stephen was saying earlier, get her to the end of the strip where she doesn't have the space to create with the footwork the same way and set up that counterattack where Esther can really excel where she's good at, which is taking the blade or closing with a strong lunge.
However, I will say this is something that Esther is comfortable at, and what sort of makes Esther different from your run-of-the-mill fencers, she rips those long attacks and just sort of takes what develops from there, right? She'll rip those advanced lunges, and people respect them and back up, and she has a low percentage of getting hit on them, I would say.
Maksymenko doing the right thing here.
Phenomenal counterattack.
If I'm her, Esther already knows that she likes going back, but choosing to close in on that counterattack and stay in the distance is a bold move against such a sharp fencer.
Well, I think she knows what Esther excels at, which is she's looking for the blade. And on that one, we saw as soon as she searched for two, Maksymenko's closing in.
There we go.
Nice attack.
Yeah. Esther's a tank. Like you do not see her on her side of the strip very often. I'd imagine it's very difficult to push her.
It's very fun to watch your fence NCAA fencing.
What about Grand Prix semifinal fencing?
Well, I've seen some NCAA bouts where she's literally just walking at people.
Oh
and
my
there's
gosh.
nothing they
Look
can
at that
do.
remise.
The stream
Was that
glitched out a little bit. It looks like a counter parry cream.
which is just crazy on
She's
the
just so strong, so good on the blade.
Yeah, I got caught in 6.
No,
4.
on 4.
And just
No, it looked like a
muscle
remise. It was just a remise.
Yeah, no counter parry.
But still awesome.
love that little spin move if you get caught in the floor.
And Esther is a lot faster than she lets on because she's not moving so much.
Agreed. Those shots to the foot are pretty quick.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how many of those she throws.
Dang.
And that's a good
Ooh.
counterattack. We see 2 tempo for Maksymenko. Esther is ready to just extend with the counterattack.
Very smart fencer and very chill.
Mhm.
66 viewers. Thank you everyone for joining in. We got a nice intense conversation here happening on strip between Esther Muhari and Maksymenko. 6-6 in the second period, fighting for a
How many
spot in the
viewers we have,
finals.
guys?
No, Stephen, don't do it.
I did it.
No.
I'm too old for
Thank
that,
God
Steven.
that the
I'm sorry.
camera was away from him for that. Esther, very chill at Philip Kang 3488. We agree. Look how calmly she's putting pressure on Maksymenko. Maksymenko's doing so much work, and obviously great athlete, great footwork. And that's the only way she's going to be able to beat Esther, because if she does less work,
Nice touch.
look
And
at
that's what
that.
I'm talking about, controlling the 6 line, right?
Mhm.
Arm is out, and it makes it so much easier to actually finish that flush. Yeah, Maksymenko tries to come up high with the counterattack, but Esther's already there, finishing through 6.
I think Maksymenko needs to close in again. That was the one touch that I thought was a great adjustment.
She did try. She tried 2 tempo and 2 touches ago, and Esther was already ready with the counterattack.
Ooh,
And that's chasing
that
too
was-
much from
yeah.
Muhari. No need to go for that. But the risk has to be on
I
Maksymenko's
agree, but
side.
Maksymenko
Yeah, she
broke
was feeling
distance
herself,
so
man.
well
She
there.
set it
She
up,
made
no
the
doubt.
comeback. Got some momentum.
Look at that. After going all the way in, breaking distance to be
Mhm.
completely untouchable, that's challenging.
Scores back.
Look at that
tied.
footwork.
I know. She seems to be back in her footwork groove.
That's what you have to do. If you're a French grip, you cannot be predictable. You have to play. Ooh,
Nice timing
That
on
was
that one.
predictable.
that was
Unfortunately.
predictable. Yeah, it's true. And you have to be unpredictable. You have to be uncomfortable to fence as a French grip, because you have the advantage of coming at any angle, coming from any angle to, hit the hand, hit the foot. You have to make your opponent search. And Esther is not searching. Esther is able to keep her tip right where she wants it, and she's in charge. Because a lot of these fakes from Maksymenko are too fake almost.
Nice.
I'm curious if she picked up the blade on that. It was hard to see from that angle.
think
Yeah,
she
we're
did.
about to see.
I
We're
think
about to
she
see.
picked it up and released it.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Same as before. She
Yeah.
loves just applying that pressure, whether it's on attack or defense,
Yeah.
to let her opponents know, hey, I'm right here. And then she releases so well. At Levi Koppel, pivotal touch. I totally agree.
Never mind.
What do you mean? Never
Pivotal
mind.
break.
It's 9-7. That was a pivotal touch. Going into the third period with a lead on a younger fencer when you're more experienced, you're comfortable in this position, I think is pivotal. I totally agree. At Michael M. YouTube, what about?
Fully agreed.
Fully agreed.
I'm so curious to see the sort of pressure that Esther puts in this third period, right? She is comfortable going backward, but if you let Maksymenko start to move, get in the flow, it could end up in that nice long lunge that we saw for her second touch in the first period. So will Esther keep pushing? Is that the right adjustment? If she takes her time, puts pressure, eats up some clock?
I tell Esther not to adjust at all.
Yeah,
I think Esther just needs to keep. She has shown, I think Maksymenko, to most fencers at the beginning of this match, would have thrown off her opponent by being up 4-1, critical touches, nice touches. Esther just slowed down the push and made sure that when she's going from out of distance or something, that she's continuing all the way through.
Mhm.
And that just probably demoralizing for your opponent to think that you're executing well. Your opponent is unfazed and boom, just comes out and starts hitting you on touches where she's not necessarily winning the initial timing or action. And that's really important in Epee right now because of the raised level of athleticism. I do believe that those infighting, those continuation remises, the quote unquote uglier touches are
Nice
key to winning
touch.
bouts. That was a great
Nice.
touch closing in from Maksymenko with the flesh.
Beautiful.
I think that's Maksymenko's key to getting back in and winning the bout here is not to try and develop so much off of Esther's initiations, but to be the one closing in, to be the one ripping the actions here. because I think Esther's sort of gotten a feel for. There we go.
Wow.
Esther's
First one
gotten a
remains.
feel for
I think that was
how
the release.
Maksymenko is fencing. She's
Agreed.
gotten a feel for how to make these attacks work, and she has the lead. So even if they're not perfect, it's a numbers game. If she can put up enough shots and get enough doubles, she wins the bout. So
Yeah.
I think Maksymenko's really got to go for it here.
And that previous touch was, I think, the first flush that we saw from her all bout too.
Yeah. No, I think Maksymenko needs to rip it, just like you guys said. I truly think that athleticism that she has, Esther found the timing for when Maksymenko is trying to go back and
I
counter.
like the idea.
Yeah.
Jump in with a duck, no problem for
But you
us.
need to have some deep attacks. Esther has found the timing to destroy these counterattacks regardless of what's happening. Esther's infighting is stronger. She's won most of the touches that end up in remises. I mean, you have to show her something different. And those deep attacks from Maksymenko are the difference maker here.
I know the issue for her is going to be how can she get to those attacks without getting hit with the counterattack by doing two tempo, right? If she's doing jump lunge, jump flesh, Esther and the Hungarian system in general is so strong at punishing those two tempo attacks.
Totally agreed. At Miles Weiss 9154, it's kind of cool how Esther arm rises and body falls on her lunge. Yes, the tip is always going to target. You see so many people when their body drops or goes back up that their shoulder and hand go with them. Esther's tip is always just being driven towards its target. Like, ooh, that was a
Back
good
to the
counter.
duck. I mean,
Nice
she had
idea
the
with that
timing on
duck.
the one before,
Yeah,
just
great
missed.
idea with that
I
duck.
think the distance was a little bigger here where she could hit Esther under the arm. The other one, she jumped in a little too close.
Miles, to your point, it's a huge part of the Hungarian system. You're drilled from a very young age to get the arm out even before the legs move.
And make sure that tip finishes high with a high guard, right?
Not just the tip, but the whole arm. You know, this is something that Aladar would always tell me when we would do lessons together. Whoever has the higher arm in Epee is generally going to win the action. So you see Hungarian fencers really, Redley or Bochko, they're always doing these lessons and drills with their arm way up here. And that is how Esther is able to get so many touches and why her sixth line is able to be so strong.
Nova Gregory reminds me of Emesh Sauce. Sauce.
Another great Hungarian lefty.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's a great legend for Esther to look up to.
2016 Rio Olympic champion.
Yeah, Rio Olympic champion. And it's true. Very, very calm on the footwork. Super strong hand.
I would say Esther has a stronger attack than Emesh.
Esther's smoother, but Emesh's pair repost game
Her
was
blade
sick.
game was stronger.
It was so sick.
But also, I think she really came into her own when she's a little bit older.
Ooh, deep attack.
Nice flush on that
That
one.
was really nice. And it's really cool to see this composure from, again, someone who is probably like 19 years old.
Yeah.
And, that it's really mature to be able to handle yourself. You're down 14-12 and to rip a single. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen here. And Esther's very young as well. Esther must be 23 or 24. But, oh my God, now it's a 14 all bout.
It's a fence off.
It's a fence off, as they say.
That was a poorly timed, I want the easy touch action from
She
Esther.
did get some great doubles with that lunge before.
It's true.
I think that was a calculated risk out of distance, unfortunately, though.
Yeah. Maksymenko, I think if she wants to win, she's got to attack here.
I think it comes down to
I want the duck
who
again.
initiates it.
Really? You want the duck? All right.
I mean, she's won it twice.
Now
missed
we
on the
talking.
first.
I totally agree, Yaroslav.
Threading the hand a lot, too. I wouldn't be surprised.
Nice.
touch.
She did give you the duck, Dylan, but it wasn't right. Oh,
Nah,
that's
she didn't set it up. That was the issue.
That was a great bout. And
That was
honestly,
awesome
I was wrong about both.
higher arm. Yeah,
Higher arm, that'll do it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a
Maksymenko tried to go
textbook Hungarian
Hungarian.
lunge right there.
Wow. Two very good semifinals. I think this one obviously a little more exciting. They're not
15-14,
teammates,
come
not
on.
friends. Just two strong fencers battling it out. This bout went in both directions. Both fencers really composed. You love to see it.
I'm glad we put our masks back on and back to the
What a
uncars
stupid
line.
rule. I
What
hate
a
that.
silly rule.
It's
It's okay. Maybe the World Fencing League will change that. What do you guys think?
I
Let's
hope
make
so.
the sport more marketable by having them put masks on so we can't see these people's faces.
Yeah, exactly.
Phenomenal. The one time you might see some real emotion after a bout. Let's hide that.
So really quickly, guys, while we're let's go through this
Great
bout really
attack.
quickly, recap it.
Terminator.
Jack. J-A-C-C, Jack Hoon.
Good morning,
Definitely.
Jack.
Good morning, Jack. Let us throw our masks at Miles Weiss. Why not? So what a great bout. Thank you. 81 people here tuning in as we're going to transition to the men's Epee semifinals and see who fences in the finals. Women's Epee, we're going to have a Muhari, Louis Marie final. Very exciting. Two very strong fencers. What do you guys think?
I think I'm going to run to the restroom real quick.
All right. While Dylan does that, I'm going to play Stephen and I's direct elimination theme song. Okay. We'll wait until Dylan comes back. We'll play it for him later. But this is we're playing from the phone right now.
Worldwide announcement.
Just know that this is going to be a part of the videos moving forward. We're going to clip it up. Our good friend Colin Campbell
Shout out
worked
Colin
really hard
Campbell.
on this. So here we go.
What a sensation, fighting actions and intoxication. Oh, yeah, it's direct elimination. World-class minds, engineers with edge conversation. Locked in there's a little window around, slicing through your thoughts in the sky. Searching for inspiration. It's direct elimination. It's direct elimination. 2 steps on peace. Movements focused and lean, climbing distance and pressure, patterns barely seen, from saber speed with meditation, royals finesse and quiet foundations. It's direct elimination.
Thank you again, Colin Campbell, for creating that original piece. And yeah, let us know your thoughts. Thank you for being part of the world premiere of the direct elimination intro song here on our live stream.
So we have a great top 4 here. 2 guys making their first appearance on a Grand Prix or World Cup stage. We have Manarelli, one of the up-and-coming strong Italian men's epeists, and Dmitry Gusev from Russia. And I think that this is going to be really interesting. Manarelli was one of the hot prospects coming out of juniors for Italy. Almost like a new age Vismara.
Definitely.
And
strong on the hand, good pressure.
Yeah, and Gusev, he's been around for a bit, born in 1994. He's been on the circuit for a minute. He's made some 64s, maybe a 32, maybe even a 16, but he's never pushed this far, beating Yamada, King Swordsman, and Andras V. Again, we mentioned that earlier. Tristan Toolan's finding himself, again, once a year or so, he finds himself on one of these final strips, maybe a little less frequently, but he's a very strong fencer.
Absolutely.
He has not come away with a gold medal yet, but he's super intense. Look at those eyes. Super, super strong on the blade, and he fights so hard. So that's going to be a really interesting first bout between him and Gusev. I say Toolan takes it, but Gusev is smooth. That Russian school, classic good hand and feet. He's smooth. He's never taking anything too seriously on like footwork or anything like that.
Ari, when you talk about the Russian school, what does that mean to you?
So what it means to me, obviously, especially modern day Russian school, a lot of that is channeling the hero of the Russian fencing, which is Pavel Kolobkov. And it's a lot of footwork with jumps in and out, a lot of jumping, and specifically And again, jumping doesn't mean jumping for height, but it's a bouncing footwork, mainly playing in like that 8 and 6 line and just trying to get that second intention, counterattack, parry, post.
Yeah, when I think about the Russian school, at least-
disengage, a lot of disengaged flushes.
True. When I think about the modern Russian school, you know, you think about great fencers like Avdeyev, right?
Mhm.
It's a lot of second intention where they're showing an invitation in 6 or 2, hoping to get an attack in preparation, but they're already ready for a parry post.
And they're very smooth. All those fencers, smooth guys. Like look at Gusev. Honestly, moving a lot less than we would say.
This
from
is
the
kind of
Russian
his
school.
style, though. And also,
Yeah.
speaking of Russian school, he doesn't go too crazy with the preparations. When I think of Gusev's fencing, it's more really threatening the hand. He has a crazy flick on the hand over the top, which is something
like
Tulin needs to be aware of.
It's like a weird Russian Italian.
Yeah,
A little bit.
but it's good. I like it.
I like the way he's playing with the footwork right now. A lot of half steps in and out, using that back step to see if he can lure Tulin in to an attack when he's not ready.
Tulin not biting off more than he can chew, though.
No, this is where Tulin's
yeah.
extremely comfortable. He loves being on this end of the strip, smashing the blade, see if he can get a parry post.
He's a parry 6 machine.
And 4 too.
Yeah, but he just loves that 6.
The whirlwind.
Yeah. And also, look at
Yellow,
we're getting pretty
alright.
close. I like it. We got a P yellow. That's
I
very
don't think there were
awesome.
any big risks in that period.
Someone please hire these at Dylan French. Someone please
Man
hire these
Rockets.
man rockets as the official FIE commentators.
We're going to the moon.
We're going to the moon. All right, P yellow. We see some mutual respect from the fencers, just trying to gain information, figure out what's going on.
Yeah, that first minute was all reconnaissance, right? No big risks, seeing, you know, if I feint here, if I beat here, what is my opponent's natural response? Trying to get that information to build a game plan over the course of the bout.
Wonder who's going to break this game of chicken first.
I know.
I say Gusev.
I mean, eventually he'll have to,
Tulin's the higher seed.
Exactly.
He knows it, and he'll play defensively.
which is what he wants to do.
And he's so strong at that. And he's also a great athlete. This guy,
You can see how he's working.
yeah, he can work so hard all day. And that's one of his staples. You know, he's putting it all out there every single time he fences.
What's so tricky about Tulin's fencing is everyone knows that he's looking for the blade, right? If you're going in, you're expecting a parry, right? But when the distance gets close, what I
and
was
that's
just going to
sick.
say is he can surprise with a very athletic lunge. And so as soon as Gusev gets lured a little bit too much, worrying about the disengage, worry about how he's going to get there, caught completely unaware.
Look at that. Nice. Well, it's early in the bout. Obviously,
Early
a lot
days.
can happen, but this is exactly where Tulin wants to be. This is where he goes into every bout praying for this. You know, I've been in pools with him. I've watched. This is a guy who consistently goes undefeated in pools. You know, he can hold that lead. Actually, I don't remember who. I think I was talking to Alexei Cheremsky, one of the great American. Well, he's not American, or he is. He's not from the U.S. originally, but he's
Good
one of the
save.
great
You got
Epee coaches in the United States, is what I meant to say.
True.
And we were talking about what makes a champion. He was speaking with a former fencer from Ukraine, and they were talking, I believe, about Grigory Kris, who is one of the legends of the mid 1900s. And he asked, "What was it like to fence him?" And ultimately, the answer was, if he had a lead, he was not.
Tulin off?
I don't know. If he had a lead, he's not giving up that lead. And that's what it feels like to fence Tulin.
Mhm.
Someone who holds that lead so well. Obviously, he wins, loses. It's a sport. But you, as an opponent, feel the lead when he has it. And that discomfort of knowing that he's going to fight tooth and nail to keep that lead is one of his greatest assets.
I mean, this is something we talk about all the time, right? How few risks can you take when you're leading? Make your opponent take all those risks, right? Gusev has to come. He's down 1. If this goes to time, Tulin will win.
You
So
probably
it's-
love that aspect of Tulin's fencing.
He's phenomenal at pressure at the end of the strip. Look how comfortable he was with 1 foot off, maybe both feet off. We'll see.
We're checking.
But he's so comfortable throwing those parries and ultimately ending up doubling out.
Yeah.
Which is
love
exactly
that,
what you
Dylan.
should do. I know. I
that
preach it all day.
Augusta? With the pink glasses?
Easy.
He
That
looks
might be a
great.
Yeah, so Augusta Vizzi with the glasses, one of the premier photographers of the sport of fencing on planet Earth. Fun fact, he has a Notre Dame collab that's just been
That is
ongoing
fun. All right, let's
for
see
a
the
while.
call. Off the strip. Steven,
All right.
good call.
Good eye, Steven. Let's see it.
Gotta watch the toe here.
Gotta watch.
Oopsie.
yeah,
yeah.
that's all.
Oopsie. Wow. And the body cord came out. That was just an eventful touch. There was a lot happening. All right, it started to smell like fart again. Someone's got to eat this.
You want to just take it? You want some
Yeah.
hot sauce?
Yeah.
I wouldn't need to
Move
try
the
hot
mic
sauce.
away.
I'll move the mic away. I
You're
don't
a
need
pro.
hot sauce.
Already garbage disposal Simmons.
Interesting. We see Tulin going very aggressive with the pushing. Yeah, too much. And this is where Gusev actually is going to excel, right? He's very comfortable counterattacking, threatening the hand, threatening the arm. I think Tristan might have gotten too psyched up from that early lunge that he had when he caught Gusev unaware. Came out very aggressive. And we go to the 1 minute break.
All right, Dylan, what are you telling Gusev right now?
Your goal is to draw Tulin out. He came in too unaware and got hit with an advanced lunge by Tulin early. But ideally, his goal is to pressure the hand, get Tristan swinging, and if he can draw him out and get a flick or a counterattack on the hand, that's the goal. Or suck him in real deep, get a pair repost eventually. But I'd say take the free shot, pair repost after.
Steven, what are you telling Tristan Tulin?
Don't step off the back of the strip. No, I think
I would tell both fencers that.
Yeah. No, I think Tristan, it's tough here. There's not a lot of information from Gusev on what he's trying to do here. I think Tristan scored that first touch by hiding that attack so well, but we don't, like, now he's got the score pressure, the P card. Don't know if he can set up an attack quite the same as that one. So I think he just needs to get out there, not expose himself, get some more information to find a more permanent solution here.
Yeah, I think the goal for Tulin has got to be to get Gusev's arm out. If he can get him to attack, that's great. But otherwise, second intention pair repost. See a lot of pressure in the middle.
The key to this last women's semifinal, we were saying, initiation. Here, it's who's going to move last.
I love how relaxed Gusev is staying here because it is really challenging. Tristan Tulin
He's throwing out a lot.
is
There's a lot
super
of
disruptive
preparation.
defense against, and he's physically strong, and he lets his opponents know all of his advantages, which is super interesting because it's an information game. But Gusev, as you see, is hiding. He's sneakier. He's like very smooth and relaxed. Tristan Tulin lets you know in the first 20 seconds of fencing him, this is what I'm good at. Good luck stopping it. And I think that it's just an interesting game of poker that we have here. Because
Phenomenal distance control
We're
from
gonna get a P-Red
Gusev.
here.
P-Red, all right, pressure's on
A
for
lot of
Tulin.
pressure.
So they didn't change that rule yet.
I think it's next season it starts.
All right.
It's wild to see how much pressure Gusev can put with those counterattacks. He's throwing out just a few flicks, but the point is always so available. The tip is always right above the bell guard. And so if Tulin is coming in too unaware, committing too much, that counterattack is ready to go.
At Jack,
I think it's Jack Kuhn.
well, it's Jack.
Are you sure it's Jack?
I'm 90-something% sure it's Jack.
Jack, is that you?
P card rule, new P card rule has not yet gone into effect.
The rule for next season will
Next
be,
season, yes.
what is it, no red card, just yellow and then black?
Yeah.
Tristan Tulin with some interesting body fakes. I like it. You don't get to see him push that
Under
often.
30 seconds here before the match is over. Nice.
There we go, good remise.
Good touch. And now we're going to see some fight. This is where this is going to start getting a lot more exciting. Thank you for 80 people tuning in for this. That's awesome to see everyone here. And what a great battle. We're about to see some elevated intensity now that there's that minute cap on the bout finishing.
Honestly, I like that touch, though, from Gusev's perspective. He actually did lunge in to preparation at the right time, but Tulin was able to catch his tip at a weird guard that threw it into a remise infighting fest, and he was able to finish. But I think the idea from Gusev is right, is wait until we see that two-tempo attack and really close in hard. But now we have to see him get a little out of his comfort zone, right? This is back to what we were talking about in the first period. Tulin's comfortable pulling. He wants to do pair repost at his end of the strip, and Gusev, we know, is not as strong at attacking.
like not horrible change in tempo, but just very far and not getting the reaction. Look at Tulin ready for that late parry.
Very nice parry.
What, 4-8? Boom.
Easy.
You really had that. You really had that blade.
G. Willikers. Yes, we totally agree. Nova Gregory 2024.
Dag nabbit.
Dang flabbit. All right, let's see.
And I like this pressure from Tulin, right? He knows he's up. Can he get a response from Gusev?
This is really tough because neither fencer is really exciting to watch. And no, it's true. There's not a lot. This is a
Listen,
much,
they're both defensive
no,
fencers.
yeah, exactly. This is a very, mental chess and gymnastics happening here with these fencers trying to trick each other.
Yeah.
It's a lot more of a hunt where you're sitting, waiting in your blind, trying to, get the deer out rather than last time in the men's Epee semifinals and finals, we saw people like Mate Koch, Matteo Galassi, Conrad Kongstead.
Those
You
bouts
see a
are all
lot
going to
more.
15.
Yeah, you see a lot more action. You're going to see more action in the
You
next
think this
bout
match
too.
going to 15?
No, but I think Manarelli Suklosi in the next semifinal will go to 15.
We'll
And I think
definitely
we should
go to
talk
15.
about something here just because it's relevant. So this is a Russian top 4. I don't think we've seen one of these at a World Cup or Grand Prix since the war started. It's kind of a big deal. I know we have a lot of Ukrainians and supporters of Ukraine in the fencing community, and probably a few people who maybe even support Russia on this side of stuff. And it's just interesting to talk about from the athlete's perspective. Is it fair to have Russian athletes competing at this? I think it definitely elevates the competitiveness of the tournaments.
They're one of the best fencing countries in the world.
They
no
are.
doubt.
And, personally, I'm friends with Dmitry Gusev.
Super nice guy.
I've been friends with him for many years and happy to see him, breaking through a new ceiling in his career. It is definitely important to point out, though, this can't be painless for Ukrainians watching, right? Given everything that's happening.
It's such a hard balance because
It's so hard.
on one, they're all athletes, and there is such a uniting thing about sports to meet people from different countries and different cultures. But
War is a dark and dirty thing.
Exactly.
Back to fencing, though. So now we got the third period. This is probably going to be much
Nice
more
little
exciting.
Change in tempo from Gusev here.
I mean, he's got to push.
He's getting way more active with it, though. I like that change.
Yeah. And now we're seeing a lot more. Oh, at Sid, he said, I love the commentary you guys have. NGL, it's so much better than the FIE official fencing.
Appreciate you.
We really appreciate you. Probably not telling the right people, though. Maybe send a letter to the FIE or something or World Fencing League. But,
Good attempt to second attention by Gusev.
I think
that was smart.
I just think fighting Tulin on that type of stuff is so challenging.
It's hard to go through the blade,
Hit him
man.
with the flamingo, dude. Watch this. Little.
Had the touch. He hit him with the Seth Kelsey with the knee up.
Slightly more exciting. And Gusev just being put with two actions that aren't, the worst time thing ever. He set it up well. He's fighting. He's clearly thinking and making good decisions. But it's those infighting touches, those quote unquote not pretty touches that make and break bouts right now.
Yeah, listen, this is how Epee goes, right?
Because there's
you
so
can
many.
set it up right, but it just gets scrappy.
Because you're fighting someone.
Oh
I
yeah,
love to see it. And Tulin is, if anything, he is a fighter.
he's one of the fighters.
Let me tell you, being up on Tulin, a lot more.
Wow.
Great
Making
release.
through all of that.
Wow. And that comes from just being really relaxed.
Mhm.
Look at you got to stay relaxed to make it through this. Boom. Just a nice little would have
Triple
yielded.
pullback.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the interesting thing for Tulin, right? Because he's such a defensive fencer, loves pair reposts. But at the end of the day, when are you going to counterattack? When are you going for doubles versus continually searching? If he would have just extended his arm, then that's going to be his touch. Good patience from Gusev, knowing that all those parries are going to continue to come.
Gusev is just so relaxed.
So do you think Tulin will make that adjustment here and change the response to just leaving the arm out? Or do you think he's one to die on his hill?
I think he's dying on the hill.
He's up there on that hill.
And I mean, he's great. He defends that
That's
hill
a
real
tall
well.
hill.
That's a very tall hill.
That's not going to
but
make it any easier.
I think Gusev, great idea from Gusev. Again, he's knowing exactly what's going to come out from the defensive repertoire of Tulin, and he's finding the timing to go. It's just scoring those touches is a totally different story. Tristan Tulin, one of the stronger in fighters, as we can see. And I think if Gusev keeps his confidence and just sticks to that same plan, he's scoring another single.
I think he can work his way through it.
What are they talking about here? Did we miss something? Someone's getting a card. Oh, maybe he's saying be careful with that. I don't know.
Let the boys play.
All right. They're starting though. I think we're going to see the same thing from Gusev. He's feeling it.
Oh, that was exactly what I
Yes.
wanted.
Oh,
wow.
great.
Good remise. And he's just strong on the blade. He was able to muscle that back.
Strong guy.
Gusev doing so much work on the legs there to pull it short and just
How many of those touches has Tulin scored where he just sweeps and that 8 line just hits? Maybe 3 or 4 of his 6? I think 3.
I love when people do that.
It is very satisfying to hit that touch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, when they grab the guard, it's like they're bending the
No.
guard.
I agree with both of you separately. All right. We're getting some exciting
Down to the
final
final
seconds of this match.
Under a minute to go.
Oh, first of all, he hit himself. Honest.
Good
Hey, fair
sportsmanship
play
there.
to Tristan
Love some
Tulin.
sportsmanship.
Shout out Tristan Tulin. Great honesty. Although I think Gusev might get carded for that.
Yeah.
Even if they don't give him that. Maybe not.
Yeah,
No, he
not a
tried
lot
to
of
avoid
contact
it.
there.
Yeah. Good honesty from Tulin. Love the slow-mo of the I hit me. Funny. Ooh.
One thing I find so fascinating about Tristan is even when he's pressured at his end of the circle,
Oh,
that's what we're talking about.
That
That's what he needs to
counterattack
do.
is what Dylan's been looking for this whole time.
Finally came out.
But this lunge, watch this lunge with the arm fully back. It's just not it.
Well, because he
this is what we're talking
expected a
about.
parry. He expected a parry.
Exactly. The touch that he got before was after 3 parries from Tulin that he finally got in.
I think this is done. I don't think Gusev believes he can do this,
He
which
doesn't
is
have the offensive firepower.
yeah.
One thing I was going to say, though, we might not see it for the final. Yeah, we're seeing a little bit. Tristan is able to have his arm down and still be effective with parries, which is one thing.
Yeah.
Or even back, he's pulling it back. One thing we don't see a lot, but it makes that defense extremely unpredictable
Yeah.
to know, is he going to come 4? Is he going to up through 6, even like a big circle 2?
The only 2 fencers I can think of off the top of my head that can also do that are Galassi and Max Heinzer
Mm-hmm.
in men's Epee. Kolobkov, yeah. Oh,
That's a good touch.
All right, Tristan Tulin to the finals. I think that he's fencing very well, obviously, but if he has Siklosi in the finals, I don't think he'll be able to pull it off.
Now, if somebody with
Manarelli,
nice
maybe,
offensive
maybe he
firepower.
would.
Oosh.
People
Turning?
watching in the stream, do you think he can do this? 8 seconds? What do y'all think? Was it 10-7?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 touches in 8 seconds. What do you think, guys
The rare
and
point
gals?
card combo.
Love it.
Oh, now we got
All
to
right.
pause. All right. So this bout has been a great conversation between the two. We've really seen the P card play a huge role and not looking good for him from at Sid, he said.
Yeah.
It's not looking good.
Yeah, it's not looking good. We saw the P card play a huge role in this bout, which is really interesting from a tactics and strategy standpoint, where both fencers were kind of trying to play that game of rolling the dice and trying to see if the other one can make a mistake, shoot early, unprepared. And neither fencer really did. I think they both held their ground really well for the one-touch ceiling. What I'll say is that Gusev got unlucky a couple times, and that Tulin was stronger in the infight. And now he's made some great adjustments in the final minute to really establish a strong lead.
I mean, I think what we see here too is the importance of, especially in today's fencing with P cards, is the importance of being a well-rounded
Oh,
fencer.
wow.
You really need the ability to defend and attack well.
So that's service disruption for half a second.
We're back.
At Maggio Chicken 938, DK, I think I can do it. maybe you could, but Dmitry Gusev
Get up there.
cannot. So we're going to be seeing Tristan Tulin in the finals and fencing the winner of Manarelli and Siklosi, who we haven't spoken about yet. We're too busy showing you guys the direct elimination theme song. But, you know, Manarelli, like I said, one of these up-and-coming Italians, he had a very hard path today. He beat Ryu Matsumoto from Japan, Akira Kamada, world number 6, David Noj, one of the Olympic champion team members from Hungary. And then he beat Mohamed Al Sayed, Paris 2024 Olympic bronze medalist and world number 3. So Manarelli really plowing through and having to fight his way into the 4, fencing very, very many high-ranked fencers. And Siklosi, world number 2, Simon beat Matthew Bula of Germany, Gaetan Bila of France, Alexis Bayard of Switzerland, and Jakub Jurka of Czech Republic.
Battle of Giants.
Yeah, all strong fencers, but Siklosi cruising a lot more than some of these other fencers are. And he just has some days where he shows up and you can tell this guy's getting a medal today.
Yeah.
It looks like today was one of those days.
And in recent years, that's been most tournaments.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's been one of the most dominant fencers since his 2019 World Championship gold. And it's really cool to see him continue to dominate at the senior level. And we got a lot more people tuning in for this. Obviously, a lot of people love watching Gergo Siklosi. So I'm sure some people are going to come check out his beautiful fencing. 92 people on the stream. Thank you guys for joining us as we enter the final semifinal bout of the Doha Grand Prix for men's and women's epee. We have world number 2, very, very decorated and experienced Gergo Siklosi of Hungary versus Simone Manarelli of Italy with his first podium appearance.
Or you compared earlier Manarelli to Wismara, who was also a guest on your podcast. Tell me a little bit why you make that comparison.
So, first of all, sometimes I just look at posture and vibes, but really
Blue mask.
Not scared to push. Wismara's such an aggressive fencer. And Manarelli, despite his age, despite anything like that, he will get up against any fencer and put pressure off the end guard line. And he has this really strong hand in 4 and good remises, which we saw so much from Federico Wismara. I can't say his foot touch is as strong or as effective, not because I know, it's more because I don't know. I haven't really seen it. But just being willing to have that fight from close distance off the end guard line is really what is similar to me. I think he's a bit bouncier than Wismara, but what similarities or differences do you see?
So Manarelli is extremely strong. And I think you can tell a little bit from just outline profile that he's a big dude, but he's extremely strong. And he doesn't have the same trash compactor pressure that Wismara has, where he's just constantly pushing down the strip. And to your point, I think it's because he's a bit more jumpy, right? So lose a little bit in the timing when you're jumping versus pure step-based forward pressure. But I think he's an extremely good defensive fencer as well. Like the counterattacking game, we didn't see as much from Wismara. I mean, just because they're Italian, they're pretty different fencers. But I fenced him in Bern a couple of years ago in pools, and sharp on the hand touch, but really does apply pressure well, even if it's not all at once the same way that Wismara or some other Italian fencers do.
Yeah. Ooh,
and that's a great hand touch.
Nice hand touch.
You know, I think that's the way Manarelli, if he's going to do it today against Siklosi, that's the way he's going to do it. He's got to show all of the tools in the toolbox and find unique ways in to get the edge, 1 or 2 points here and there.
Ooh,
beautiful.
Good attack on prep. Very passive from
great attack.
He just was not ready for that. It seems stepped in, was ready to push a little more, and then just stood there for a while.
I think we see a little double disengage or maybe even indirect disengage that froze Gergo a little bit. Wasn't sure if it was going to come on the outside, and by the time he sees Manarelli's already starting inside with the lunge.
Gergo getting a little more aggressive.
Yeah, I think one thing I love about Siklosi's fencing, we were talking about Manarelli. Let's talk about the Hungarian, champion here. He's so relaxed when he's fencing well, and he makes these adjustments where he'll allow 2-3 points. He'll be figuring this out, and then he'll score like 5 singles. Right? Just by solving the math problem and having great technique, being a great athlete. His fencing, look at that.
Couldn't tell if it was just a miss from Manarelli,
super
but either
hard
way,
to see
Siklosi was
with
ready.
with the
I think a
blur.
little far from
Got some
Manarelli there.
motion blur.
He went for the
Wow,
flick. He
never
went for the 6 flick on the
Yeah.
outside, and
Never mind,
Gergo's ready.
between the legs. That was
Tweener.
close.
Yeah, no counter parry there. My eyes are bad.
You know, talking about Gergo, one of the things that I love about his fencing is in the Hungarian system, Ari, you know this, we really put an emphasis on this advance before the lunge. And so we do this drill where you're doing an advanced preparation and you're constantly watching, is my opponent moving backwards or are they staying in place and I'm at the critical distance where I can launch an attack? And Gergo's bounces are so effective because they're really mini versions of this preparation. And so you'll see some of these perfectly timed advances for him.
Interesting.
And it all
like
stems
that.
from this drill of I'm coming very concisely in the distance. Are they moving backwards? If not, I'm attacking.
Right.
So 1 minute break. What are you guys telling Gergo Siklosi if you're his coach? Stephen, what do you think?
You know,
All right, Dylan, what are you telling Gergo Siklosi?
Gergo needs to put a little bit more pressure. I was a little surprised at how passive he came out in the first period. And I think that led to the attack and preparation with lunge that we saw from Manarelli, the flick on the hand that we saw. And Gergo just wasn't controlling the footwork and the distance the way we normally see him do. And he warmed up, got back to what he's usually doing later in the bout and controlled and pushed down to Manarelli's end of the strip. But when we see him really dominant, that bouncing in and out, pushing down to their end of the strip is where he excels.
Yeah, and if I'm Manarelli's coach, I'm saying keep applying pressure. Gergo did not like that, it seemed. He wants to be the guy applying pressure. Manarelli's got to fight him in the middle of the strip, which is going to turn this into a very similar bout as those French teammates we saw on the women's Epee side. But Manarelli has to use his strength. As we saw, he's great at changing tempo, has that explosive attack, and I think that's going to win him some touches because he's significantly shorter than Siklosi, but his legs are bigger. If you're looking at this guy's got some power on him.
Yeah.
And Gergo's not
thick.
listening to you at all, Dylan. He's going back.
well, he's seen what
Well.
Manarelli has to offer over there. You know, Gergo has options on both ends of the strip. I think he's getting some more information here. If he is up later in the bout, you know, how's he going to play over there? What's Manarelli going to bring? I don't think it's so bad of him to take it over there this early in the period, especially as the P card advantage.
Ooh, okay.
And all right, I'm actually going to disagree with you. I
All
think
right, disagree. Let's hear
think Gergo is putting a ton of pressure in a very defensive way. Listen, Gergo's the higher seed. Manarelli needs to take risks and come
That's
to
true.
him. If time runs out, Gergo wins the bout, right? So I think it's very active pressure. I think he's moving extremely well, but look at the exact distance that Siklosi is keeping this bout at, right? Manarelli needs to do a 2-tempo attack, a really collapsed distance if he wants to get anywhere close.
Yeah. I respectfully accept my defeat and agree with you.
But we'll see if that changes, though.
I want to see some deep lunges from Siklosi. Those are some of his greatest actions are when he's able to jump in and finally rip a deep attack. We're just seeing a lot of both fencers just being scared to get it fully in distance and go. Interesting. Very interesting.
Looks like Gergo had the time. I
He
don't know.
had the initiative.
Yeah.
Manarelli just was able to close in
High hand,
significantly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jump
the
to
high
high preparation.
hand.
The man with the high hand.
Nice.
Strong touch. And I don't think Manarelli is afraid to battle it out with blades,
Nor
which
should
is
he be.
rare for Siklosi's opponents.
Yeah. Also, 106 viewers. Thank you for getting us over 100. This is super surreal and hilarious. So thank you all for joining in. I'm glad you guys chose to come watch with us. Ooh, nice.
Well, that was the
counterattack.
lunge that you were looking for.
Yeah,
Manny.
a little too rushed, too much pressure from Siklosi. You know, very interesting to see these quote unquote young bucks come in and be able to disrupt some of these strong fencers so well. I mean, Manarelli, he
How old
moves.
is Manarelli, though?
He
He's gotta
must
like,
be
what, 24?
No, dude, he's Sam Emmerich's age.
Really?
Yeah, he's like 20 years old.
Wow.
Let me check. We can check this right here, right now.
Oh, he's trying to bring out some sauce now,
That
too.
might have been a little too saucy.
Yeah.
Last time we tried to beat Flick, that's nice.
Oh, he's 22 years old, so he's a little
A little older than Sam.
old. Nice.
Really good on the
touch.
reset.
Nice.
Yilu, thank you for tuning in. Great to have you here.
Yilu, hi. Welcome to the stream. Although he joined and 10 people left. Okay, so we see Siklosi putting that pressure in an offensive way. I think this is going to be his best advantage, right? Oh,
Wow. Look at
nice.
the amount of work Manarelli's doing with the hand here. I need to see that.
Staying super active.
Look at that.
Counter parry post.
That's
And
just a
that's just the
battle.
infighting.
Yeah.
So many touches coming from these infighting moments today, and a lot more than 2 weeks ago in Fujairah. It's just interesting to see the swing, right? Siklosi now in a very, very unfortunate position to be in as a higher seed, down 8-4, entering the third period.
Nice touch,
Beautiful.
though.
It's those lunges that I love
recognize
seeing
that
back
Back to the basics.
Yeah. Everyone piped in all at once. We're like, touch, single light. Ooh,
That's great.
look at that timing.
And just too passive from Manarelli.
Yeah. Ooh, putting a lot of pressure from Siklosi here at the end of the second period.
Yeah.
Okay, good. We're going to have a very, very
That's a veteran
active-
move right there. See if you can spook the young buck.
So,
We're not used to seeing Gare go down on a final strip like this.
yeah.
No, we are not.
I want to see some deep attacks
Are they
from
drinking
him.
Prime? What is this?
Maybe.
This drink I'm thinking over
It's
and
a
over.
Hungarian prime. It's pretty. Really, I want to see Siklosi ripping a few more deep attacks. Manarelli's so relaxed, disrupting really well. And Stephen talking about him working with the hand. He and Dylan earlier in the bout mentioned that Manarelli's not scared to fight on the blade. And we're really seeing that. You know, this Polizia fencer is really just shooting out there. He's okay sending his attacks, getting caught in an infighting situation, having a counter parry. Like, he's not scared of any of that. That is where he's comfortable, and that is very uncomfortable for someone like Siklosi, who's used to sort of just exerting his will on people.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're going to see touches from Siklosi, I don't think they're going to be on the blade. I think they're going to be with those advanced lunges with a flush, maybe foot touch, but it looks like it's hard to hit Manarelli's foot.
I don't think we've really seen Gare go try to hit the foot that much.
Ooh, there. Not,
Oh,
great
wow.
touch. Good idea from Siklosi again, trying to rip a deep one. A little too rushed. We
6 seconds in the
Yeah.
period.
yeah. Let's see what happened. We can't really
Exactly.
see, but great touch from Manarelli.
Wow. Nice post.
I know what it
Cross the
feels to
body.
get hit by that as I pass. That's always demoralizing. Just kind of hope that they missed,
You throw your blade
or
up
that
behind
they
your
tried
back.
like 4 times and then hit you, but you deep down know. Still though, I like watching Siklosi's bouts when he's putting more pressure. He's just look at that.
There's the hand.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Low goes
Higher
high.
hand. Higher
Yeah,
hand.
but that you
It's
got
right
him to
there.
bite. I got that foot touch actually just brought him closer, and it was perfect. That was, Manarelli. Again, that not being scared of fighting on the blade is good, and everything that he's doing with that has been strong. But Siklosi, if he's going to adjust, he's going to make Manarelli search for the blade. Oh,
Nice.
great!
Wow.
And that's that
composure.
advanced lunge that we were talking about earlier.
And
From
just
the
the
jump there.
composure from Siklosi, trusting yourself in these situations is so key. I was having this conversation with another fencer. At the highest level,
Very
frustration.
surprising touch.
Frustration from Siklosi and a great touch from Manarelli. But
I was going to say it's a great switch up because we can see here. I'm sure Manarelli is feeling the same thing. Okay, Gargo's coming with his pressure. He's down 2. He needs to attack, and all of a sudden you surprise him with a flush of your own.
yeah,
Touch is
That's
coming
so
a
good.
little too quickly for Gargo. I think he
Yeah.
needs to slow down, set it up better.
on the hand,
hand.
underneath the hand. Nice touch. So at the highest level, one of the key things, so many fencers have their own advantages, their technique, their speed, and there aren't so many differentiating factors amongst all these top fencers. It's really a key piece of advice that I was talking about that I had received from a really great U.S. fencer, John Nollner. It's very simple. It's just 2 words: know thyself. And the more that you know your A game, what you're best at and you know how to impose that on your opponent, the more prepared you're going to be for these moments. And Dylan, I know you love that with your tactical approach to bouts, asking yourself what you're good at, asking yourself what your opponent is good at, and then just finding a way to impose your will.
Exactly.
I think Manarelli played into every single one of his strengths here so far this bout.
And just the speed difference is what's striking to me in this bout. Like, Manarelli's been able to accelerate towards the final action, have a dynamic finish for all of these touches, and it's really kind of catching Gergo off guard here. You know, he's finishing in a line, and Manarelli's already on to the next. Right? It's really a beautiful bout from the Italian here.
Well, I think a lot of that is also because Gergo's starting from so far, and Manarelli has these very short preparation actions where his foot's already down and he's ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
great
Nice
win for
finish.
Manarelli, continuing on a tear, beating so many top-ranked fencers today. I mean, let's just go through it one more time. Manarelli took out world number 6 Akira Komada, Olympic champion, team champion David Noj, Mohamed El Sayed, world number 3, and now Gergo Siklosi, who might even be the number 1 in the world right now, but they flipped for the tableau. Let's see. Yeah, world number 1, Gergo Siklosi. So really, Manarelli,
You
what
might have had
a
the hardest
wonderful
path of
day.
the day.
Oh my God, what a hard path. And that doesn't faze him. He's fencing his A game. He knows who he is today. And just getting a series of great touches. His hand shot is totally on right now. His deep attacks have been surprising, and it is really cool to see some new faces in the finals. So both people in the finals right now have not won a Grand Prix before. So we're going to be walking home with a freshly crowned Grand Prix champion in men's epee. Women's epee, both fencers, I believe, have won a Grand Prix before. Let's just fact check that real quick. But still, would love to see who's going to add this title to their resume.
While we're hitting the break, I will be right back.
All right, Stephen with the toilet time. We have Esther. She won Budapest 2 years ago. And let's see, Candassamy. We'll see you guys back for the finals. We're going to stay here, obviously, take a chance to go get some water because we're going to have some great bouts coming up for the men's and women's epee final matches at this tournament. Marie-Florence Candassamy has not won a Grand Prix before, actually. So very interesting. She's won a lot of things, and she's got a lot of medals. She's medaled a lot of times at Grand Prix, but none of them have been gold. So is this going to be her 4th silver, or is this going to be her 1st gold? Oh, no. Candassamy is not in the final.
I was going to
It's
say.
Louis Marie.
I was about
Silly
to pull
me.
it up.
Oh, my
We're
gosh.
so used to seeing her on the final stage.
Yeah, exactly. So we have Alexander Louis Marie, who has won a Grand Prix. All right.
Individual. There we go.
Yeah. All right.
Now, the real question will be, how long in between these bouts do you think it will take? The setup, the spectacle, the Thomas Bach of it all?
I don't know. 30 minutes. There's
Anything you want to get off your chest in the meantime?
I mean, they're slated to start very soon. Here we have one of our friends texted us. At Cooper Schumacher, I totally agree. Manarelli is fencing so well right now. And, it's awesome to see. That's a fencer who all of us have known, oh, he's good. But to see someone break through and find themselves on this final stage after already having established themselves as a fencer with good potential.
Yeah, you can see a lot of the time with juniors. If they have a certain poise, a technical foundation, you just know these guys are going to be good.
Yeah. I mean, hitting Siklosi on the hand like that is so hard. And he did it repeatedly.
I was thinking about that bout a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gergo's jumps and preparation steps were uncharacteristically big.
And also coming from out of distance.
Yeah.
Like he had a few that were really good.
I think when he's in his zone, he can do those bigger jumps and eat up the distance where he's prepped and the tip is already going forward towards the opponent. But Manarelli is less of a jump bouncing based fencer, more step based, is able to get into that preparation, was always ready and applying pressure.
I agree.
Thank you.
What is this? What are we watching?
Looks like an ad for Qatar.
Go to Qatar, everyone. It's great. You can see some of that.
I think 6 times was enough for me.
Oh, it's the goats from the poster.
This is great. Do you think they paid extra for this?
Been to Doha so many times and never saw these animals in the wild.
Never saw an animal.
Yeah. Oh, single bird.
I didn't see there's grass there too.
The goat. That's City said. I totally agree. Yeah, viewers are dropping like crazy, Qatar. Figure your stuff out. Ibex? Ibex? Is that the name of
I believe
the
they are
animal?
ibex, yes.
All right.
Thanks, Jack.
It's a species of wild mountain goat known for its large backwards curving ridged horns, not rigid,
How do they taste?
and remarkable climbing ability on steep rocky terrain. How do they
Defenders
taste?
climbing the staircase.
Oh wow, what is going on in this
Defending the nation of
commercial?
Qatar.
This is it's cool. It's cool to see fencing in a commercial. I like that. Not bad.
It's a commercial for
They have
fencing.
Lefty Yamada here. That's funny. And is that righty?
Vivian Kong.
It looks
That
like
is just
Vivian
lefty
Kong.
Vivian Kong.
That is such a weird aspect of fencing that I think about sometimes is the ability to know fencers just from their profile, just their body shape. It's very odd. Like, do you think you could do that for the NFL
Yeah.
or the NBA?
I think I
You
can do
you
that for
could?
some NFL and NBA players. Yeah.
All
But
right,
you
well,
see
go read a
Wembayama
book.
with just a silhouette of Wembayama, you can't tell.
All right, everyone in fencing is like between 6 foot and 6'2".
Okay, that's true.
If I see a string bean, I'll know it's Wemby too.
All right. Thank you for 83 of you sticking around.
They love
for
the
this
Ibex.
banter. Yeah, you guys love the Ibex. Some of these highlights. That was an awesome touch from Manarelli.
Little B2.
Yeah. That was
Have we done predictions for the finals?
no. Who do you think is going to win the women's Epee event, Stephen?
No, it's tough because sometimes you have to separate yourself from your friends in the sport. And Esther's my friend, but I was really impressed by Louis Marie's fencing, her movement in the semifinal. Obviously, things can change bout to bout, but I think if she's able to create with her legs like she did in the semifinal against Esther, it's going to her.
What about you, Dylan?
I'm going Esther.
I think I'm going Esther too.
I think strong on the blade versus a French fencer. Yes, there is a height disadvantage, but I think there's not a lot of second intention from a blade perspective from Louis Marie. Very skilled at playing her game, but I think Esther controlling that line puts her in the advantage for me.
Yeah, I think Esther's ability to be, in many ways, totally unfazed by good footwork. It turns out, maybe
Yeah,
receive a few
actually.
touches. I think that just gives her the advantage. It's crazy to see a fencer so unfazed by aggressive preparation from their opponent, and it's really impressive. So I'm going to give this one to Esther. For the men's, I think Manarelli takes it. I think he's going to get
too.
Tristan Toole in the search and put him in an uncomfortable situation.
Well, I think we talked about it earlier where Tristan Toole and Gurdjieff just didn't have that offensive capability. And I think Manarelli just showed that he does against all of the strongest fencers in the world.
100%.
Yeah.
We got to give it to Manarelli in the next bout.
It's kind of like a 1+1, but I guess we'll be cheering for Tristan Toole to prove us wrong. Anyways, we're underway in the finals here. We have Louis Marie from France on the right and Esther Muhari from Hungary on the left. And Louis Marie is a double name last name, so just in case y'all were wondering.
Thank you.
Esther immediately starting to go back. Small counter preparation. She is also the higher seed here. So, ooh, great
Beautiful.
flush on prep.
Lured her to sleep.
Yeah, I think people are trying to prepare to Esther's hand because, you see it a little more out than other fencers, but it is just not available for you to hit.
No.
It is not easy
Not
to
only
hit Esther's
that,
hand.
You can't get her to search. The first fencer that gets her to search is going to beat her 15-6. But the problem is she's so unfazed by that. She's not going to search for your blade. She doesn't care where your blade is. And that's really interesting.
I mean, it's just a big part of the school, right? You're doing these small binds, small parries, and really the emphasis is on the counterattack.
Yeah,
right?
but there still has to be a best student at school. You know what I mean?
The school of hard knocks.
Yeah.
See, to me, Louis Marie's footwork is a little more passive than it was in the semifinal, and I don't think she's creating the same way she was against her teammate. It's going to be very difficult for her to get Esther off of her legs and
She has
in
to
a
attack.
compromised position. Yeah.
I think she has to attack
Well,
Esther.
this flesh is something that Candassamy did not have.
Yeah.
The ability to perfectly time when her preparation, the hand is coming out, and just a strong close to the blade. That's what Muhari excels at.
There we go. That if Louis Marie wants to win,
She's got to keep ripping
what's
that.
her name? Alexandra.
I believe so.
If she wants to win, Alexandra has to push hard and attack harder. I genuinely don't believe that she has a good shot of winning this bout without that. Esther absorbs her pressure so well. Look how close they are. Esther is going to shoot another one tempo flush just into Louis Marie's advance. Oh, seeing some hesitation from Esther.
Mhm.
I think she's comfortable just drawing it out, changing it up a bit.
Oh
See?
my gosh.
Yeah.
It's so easy looking, but very challenging to do. And that's one of the other things I love about Muhari's fencing. She makes all these touches against some of the highest level fencers on the planet look like
That's a great touch. You couldn't
that's-
see it on that second
Yeah.
replay, but there's, even as she's going back, there's a small faint low that draws out the counter or the arm extension, and it's a second intention counterattack. She's prepping that even mid step or mid lunge from Louis Marie.
And she's so casual while doing that. Was that bouncing from Muhari? Haven't seen that.
Getting active.
Yeah. I think Muhari wins 15-8 or worse, or better, I guess, for. I think Louis Marie scored so many hand touches the last bout that, as Stephen said, are just not available here. And she's not giving Esther anything that Esther's unprepared
That
for.
is
That
just
was the best
not-
chance she was going to have to hit a
Yeah.
single.
You just can't hit Esther's hand. I used to joke when I was at school with her that it's like she greased up her jacket. You just absolutely cannot touch this girl's hand.
It's that
Some
Leon
of those
Paul,
Leon
baby.
Paul, they feel
Leon
greased.
Paul. Hey, shout out. She's a great rep for the brand because all she does is end up on podiums.
Yeah, we're going to need to see a little bit more creativity from Louis Marie.
I don't see it coming.
T800 on defense. Absolutely, Jack.
Same pressure from Muhari. Again, no need to take any risks. She can wait this out, be ready for a counterattack, or maybe like we saw earlier, blast in with a flesh if Louis Marie steps in too much. And now it looks like we're just going to go to the break. Time for a talk with Coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's very clear what Muhari is doing well here. From the very first moment,
Everything.
absorbing the pressure and just building her time to go with very simple, hard attacks on preparation, as well as using that to then build her counterattack.
Mhm.
And that was awesome. But Louis Marie, I stand by my statement. I think she needs to be able to attack deep and just take hard risks. Like you're
You got to
already,
take a risk at this point.
and it has to be a serious risk. And she showed in the previous bout that she is explosive. She is strong in that
Yeah,
high
second
line.
touch
She
in that
can
bout,
flush.
she ripped a flush to the blade.
But we need to see that right here. Otherwise, this is going to be a disaster podium match for her. It's not too late. 4-0 is a tough deficit, but it's not too late.
2 periods left. I mean,
Exactly.
listen, the tricky thing about the French school against a very strong opponent with counterattacks and on the blade is she doesn't have that same leverage on the blade, the same confidence with parry or second intention that Muhari or some other schools might have. So she needs to get more creative with the footwork. But like we saw in the first 2 points, can't be collapsing the distance too much going forward. As soon as she takes a step too big, Muhari is going to be ready to close in. So it might be smart to stay a little bit further outside of distance and see if she can play with that distance to see, can I get Muhari to collapse in with that flush at the wrong time, at the wrong distance, and maybe do something from a second intention counterattack or defensive standpoint.
I totally agree. She got very one-dimensional.
It
in
was
that.
just push.
Yeah.
The step was too
Yeah.
big and Esther would flush.
Here it looks like she's giving the bout a little more time to breathe.
Steps are a little smaller.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's going to allow her to showcase her explosiveness and the ability to change a tempo. However, Muhari is just so comfortable. And I know how demoralizing it feels to be down and get nothing from my opponent. No reactions, nothing. And just knowing that if there we go. Finally.
That's what we're saying.
We're all humans here. Even the best fencers in the world make mistakes. And a really common error I see fencers making in this situation is over fencing when you're down. But sometimes your opponent, no matter how good they are, can make a mistake. Yeah. We are all human.
Uncharacteristic from Muhari.
She's still a human, though.
Deep.
Great fencing human, but a human nonetheless. And now we're seeing the same very soft push from Louis-Marie. We're going to see. She made the exact changes she needed to. I know I said she should be doing a deep attack, but, you know, being patient and drawing out the defense.
If your opponent's going to give you a gift like that, you take it.
And she knows Esther's waiting for that one tempo attack on the step in. So if she can just get Esther to react a bit more, then she's going to be in charge.
See, this is such an interesting touch for me, right? Because both opponents now know what the other is looking for, right? Esther tried to rip a flush. It was clear that was planned by Louis-Marie to get out, show something coming in, and break distance for the counterattack. And so now they can play the second game, which is, okay, I know what you're trying to do. I can fake a little bit.
Oh, why go low?
Why go low?
Louis-Marie going from underneath on a sniper.
Got to get the hand higher.
If she had just gone straight flush from a high line there, I think that's her signal. They were
I don't
so
think
close.
she expected that to be so open when she got there.
But I think it is open. I think she still
definitely open.
She needs to fall back. As long as she doesn't overdo the push, she has a chance here to rip some deep flushes, which we still haven't seen a single one, or even a good deep attack from Louis-Marie, which is so uncharacteristic of someone at that level of athleticism and height at this level. T800 on defense at Jackoon. Totally agreed. I'm going to look up what a T800 is.
Terminator.
Oh, that is a Terminator reference. Yes, Esther is Terminator maxing, to quote Jackoon. Wow. So
and that's what we're talking about in the last bout too. Just stays in the 6. Counterattack, back to 6, counterattack. There's no way you're getting in.
The point is, I think Louis-Marie can break in with her height and the timing. That high line, no matter how good Esther's 6 is, she's significantly shorter and has shorter arms than Louis-Marie.
We haven't seen her really attempt it yet. There was, I believe, one attempt earlier in the first period. Maybe the third touched the bout or the second touched the bout. But she just needs to take some risks here.
Okay, that was better. I don't know why she insisted on going through the 4 line. I think that you're losing a moment there trying to go through that. I truly believe. Oh, that wasn't
she went around.
Maybe
Pressure forward, disengage. Just common tactic, lefty righty.
Yeah,
I mean, this is what.
But you're still giving Muhari the outside line. I don't think that you give it to her. I think Muhari is going to take that double 100% of the time.
I think Esther is good enough to double out on that because she's really just
That's
counterattacking.
my point, because you shouldn't give her the ability to be on the outside.
What I think Louis-Marie was trying for is to put pressure in 4 to get the 6, and that will be a slight timing where she can sneak in.
But Esther's not doing that. She never looks for the blade. She goes
exactly. She's confident enough in where the line is that she doesn't need to over parry.
Totally.
She's already in 6 to go any further.
Totally agreed. So. Sorry, we got some feedback on our last video that we were speaking over each other. That is primarily my fault. So I'll definitely try to keep that to a minimum for the remainder of this final and the next one. And again, thank you so much. We got 96 viewers here with us. Crazy to see everyone here. No, it's a bit of a blowout here going into the third period with Muhari establishing a super dominant lead on Alexandra Louis-Marie from France. But just like any other fencing bout, it's not over till it's over, and she still has 3 minutes of fencing. Could potentially put some points back on the board. I don't believe that she will. I think, like I said earlier, Muhari is going to win 15-8 or better for her. But that doesn't mean I don't believe in Louis-Marie. I truly do believe that she is a great fencer, which constantly, keeps someone at that level in the game.
Well, let's see if she's going to make any changes here. I'm curious to see if the plan is still more patient or if she's going to try and take some big risks. At this point, in my book, you might as well,
Why not? You're down 7-2.
You gotta pick a hill and die on it. And I
Yeah.
think the correct hill here is just to rip some actions and see if you can find a way through. There we
Not
go.
bad,
All right,
not
a little
bad.
more active, a little more action going on here.
Yeah.
Still, though, I think if you know Esther wants to counterattack, the best thing you can do is get her to counterattack. And Louis Marie's fakes are just so short. Esther is not going to react to any of that. She's maybe doing some type of counter pressure with small step in or just extending her hand into it.
Yep.
It just not giving Louis Marie an actual counterattack because Louis Marie's not scaring her. She's got to do something real to get again. Why?
Low and far.
I just think
Yeah,
that
it's the psychological advantage of how strong the line is closed up top.
Look,
She doesn't think that she can go with the 6.
she's so tall and strong. Louis Marie, if you ever watch this, Alexandra, just know that we do believe in your high line actions, and we think you should too, because you're a great fencer. And
Looking at the replay, I think that was just a technical issue, right? She's outside in the 6
Am I
line, is
going-
trying to
yeah.
deceive her way in, but the hand is just too low.
but deceive what?
Around the 6.
All right, I like that more, even though
Agreed.
there's no touch, because we see a change in tempo. She finally gets in where she can fight a bit, give herself a shot, and nothing. What is that? A soccer team?
Yeah, it looks like a soccer team.
Well, you know they have all those indoor soccer courts
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
Aspire
yeah,
Dome. If
yeah.
that's where we still are.
Wow.
Esther Muhari
Good
on her way
distance.
to an insanely dominant Grand Prix win here. I know I'm calling it early. Maybe I'm jinxing it. Maybe not. I don't see Louis Marie making a single tactical change. She's maybe trying to be more aggressive or something like that. But when you're constantly going on the inside, giving Esther Muhari that outside line, not only the high line, but also the 6 line where she's so dominant, you're not going to get a touch. There we go.
Very
Finally
nice.
went high. And we got a beautiful single from Louis Marie. Are they going to show us that replay? Yeah. Okay. Went on the inside, but
Ultimately, it's the same touch. I think Esther
Yeah.
was a little bit late, got
Yeah.
a little passive following the footwork.
yeah, I still think that that's not going to change the outcome of the bout because that's one. If you're up 10-3, you can give up one.
You're allowed.
You're allowed. Forgiveness.
We'll allow it. More pressure on the hand. This is different.
But still going from the
It's,
inside.
I mean, it's too much pushing, right? All forward, no break. Esther is not coming forward. She can just wait at that distance all day and then counterattack.
Look, that's just
Beautiful
not.
hand touch from Esther.
Esther's
Her
not
arm.
taking 6, and Louis Marie continues to try and disengage around a 6 that isn't there. She's just getting counterattacked. And I haven't fenced Esther, so maybe it is that scary. So I'll give Louis Marie the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
here.
Stephen, you fenced her,
Stephen
right?
said it's pretty scary. Oh gosh, what a dominant victory here.
I mean, this bout really is a masterclass of what we talked about 2 weeks ago at the World Cup and what we talk about all the time, which is how do you close out a bout when you're up without taking risks, right? There's nothing that Esther needed to do except keep distance, apply pressure, and counterattack when your opponent's coming out because we know there's no second intention.
And staying tactically committed to her plan when she allowed a single at 10-3. You know, some people are like, oh, they got one.
Gotta
maybe I should
change everything.
No, she just stuck to exactly what was working, what brought her there, and put the challenge on Louis Marie to do it again. And as we see here, she's not able to. Does Esther take lessons from Cedric at MD? Yes, she does. She has been for the past 4 years, I believe, Stephen.
Yeah, 4 years. She's
Yeah.
a senior now.
Yeah, so she does work with Cedric Loiseau at Notre Dame. And wow, yet another
Beautiful
touch.
counterattack.
Louis Marie going from the inside,
Small adjustments.
giving Esther some highlight reel points.
Esther does such a good job of just confusing them on the distance there, right? She's going backwards, but she's still so capable of closing in.
The point is out and it's threatening.
Wow. Another
Yeah.
one.
All right.
Beautiful
A
bout.
very, very dominant
Dominant win.
masterclass from Esther Muhari, who just won another Grand Prix. One of the best fencers on the planet, just decimating the competition today. Let's go
Well
through her
done.
path one more time. Esther Muhari had Jiwon Min from Korea, Jolie Korfanta, very young American fencer in the 32, props to Korfanta, Lim Tae-hee, and then Santuccio from Italy
Big
in
win.
the 8. That was the biggest win for Muhari, 14-13. Santuccio, great fencer. Would recommend going back and watching that. Obviously, it was the only bout that was very close for her today. No, just kidding. She had the 15-14 with
I was
Maksymenko.
gonna say, am I
We commentated
misremembering
that.
the
We
semifinal
commentated
here?
that. So Esther with a great semifinal that just propelled her to a super dominant finals
All right,
win.
look at me for a second. Smile.
Do I have something in my mouth?
I'm trying to tell. Yeah,
You
got a
got something in your
poppy
teeth.
Yeah.
Which tooth?
That one, I think.
Did I get it?
No.
Chat. Let Ari know which tooth he has something stuck in. It might be that Iberian ham.
No, I think it's the sesame from the everything bagel.
It's tough.
It's on your lip now, but you got it.
Anyways, so going into the men's Epee final, I can't believe I misremembered the bout we commentated. What a great day for Maksymenko, and she could have very well been on that final strip. But Muhari continues to show why she's the best, and it's because she shows up in those moments. 2 one-touch bouts led to a 15-5 finals win. So no one's counting indicator at the elimination level. They're just counting victories. So
She'd be first out of pools, though.
yeah.
What is pools?
Yeah, what is pools? Now would be a great time. Levi Koppel did want to know what pools are. So pools are
Don't do
the
it.
preliminary.
Don't do it.
Just kidding. We have Tristan Tulin and Manarelli coming in shortly for the men's Epee finals. And that's pretty exciting of a match because Tristan Tulin, as we saw, very happy taking about to time rather than score. Manarelli, I don't think he's as comfortable with that. So whether he's down or up, we're going to see Manarelli consistently pushing, putting pressure, and working to create, his own attacks. And he's not scared of being down or up. I'm more interested in seeing how Tristan Tulin is going to react to that because we kind of know how Manarelli is going to play. I want to see if Manarelli gets up, how Tristan Tulin is going to manage not only that stress, but the challenge. Do we have any predictions, guys?
I've got to give it to Manarelli here. I think he's beat the strongest in the world today. He's clearly comfortable with multiple aspects of his game, multiple different actions, very a good variety here. And I think he's going to be able to find openings on Tulin, find touches. I got to give it to Manarelli here.
I'm taking Tulin.
You're taking Tulin.
He's been on this final stage before. He's comfortable up here. I think it's a
And he
totally,
knows he's fencing it first time.
he does. And
He was not so lucky the previous times.
I think it was an interesting footwork matchup with Gergo. There were a lot of opportunities in foot tempo where Gergo is jumping in. And as a strong Italian fencer, you're comfortable at those moments where you're doing a call, as they say, at a specific moment when they're closing distance. I don't think Tulin gives those same opportunities going forward. He's much more active defense trying to pull, and I think stylistically extremely different from Gergo. I think I like Tulin in this one.
All right,
All right.
who you got?
I just want to see Manarelli finish it off after having such a strong path to work through and getting so many nice touches on literally one of the best fencers of this generation. I just want to see him finish it off with the gold medal. I think he's earned it to this extent. But at the end of the day, as we know in sport, you don't earn it until you really earn it. So this is going to be an exciting final, I think. I don't think we're going to go to time. I think we'll definitely go to 15 here. And we're going to see some really nice attacks.
One thing we didn't see in the bout with Ciclosi was real setup attacks from Manarelli that were not prompted by Gergo jumping into distance, right? Tristan is comfortable staying at one spot on the strip. Even if he's active with the hand, he's bouncing in place, but he's not doing these big jumps in, right? How will Manarelli react when he needs to set up these maybe out of distance attacks through the blade with a feint deceive? Nice double, honestly. Good initiative from Tulin.
I think Manarelli is totally fine with that, honestly. The Italian school has a lot of those late actions mid-attack in it, and I don't think he's super phased by Tristan. And that's good for him as an opponent, right? If you're not super phased by this guy who's generally very, very challenging and disruptive to fence against, you have the advantage. Manarelli, look, we're watching him set stuff up the same way as he was in the previous bout. He's relaxed. He's doing his own preparation. I'm not saying that Tulin's not relaxed, but I do think that Manarelli still has the momentum here. And he's a lot bigger than Tulin, it seems. I didn't expect that.
And two super physically strong fencers here.
I want to see a good old-fashioned sword fight, man.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
I think by the time we get to late second, early third period, we're going to have some good
Ooh,
stuff.
another good
Wow.
double. I
I wanna
thought
see the
Manarelli
Sloi
had
on
that.
that
I'm not going to lie to you guys.
I thought
I thought Tulin did.
Yeah.
Let's see.
2 under the hand. Is that where that is?
Yep.
On the body.
Boom.
I thought
Yeah.
Manarelli hit the counter, which he did. We
He
both
did.
saw
He
exactly
did.
what happened, but
You see what you're looking for.
yeah, exactly. So
Fencing Rorschach test.
we're seeing a slight change here. Manarelli has not gone back yet in this bout, and we're seeing him immediately take the pressure off and give Tulin a little bit of that right of way. I don't think Tulin's really going
No,
to take it,
This looks like BS
but
play.
who knows? Maybe he's
If opportunity arises, we'll see.
yeah. I mean, we see now Manarelli's finding himself closer to his warning line. Oh, excuse me. Closer to his warning line. But yeah, you're right, Dylan. I do think that Tulin was just showing that he's going forward. But again, he's a higher seed. He's happy to push a little and then just be like, okay, come get it.
Yeah, I think he might have been a little uncomfortable just waiting so much at his end of the strip. He's got more room to play on the strip, even if ultimately he does want to hit those defensive actions.
He does, but why not treat that line as your own line, right?
There we go.
And he's doing a great job of that here. I think we're going to hit a P red. Yeah, there we are. The P red. So now we've added
Yellow.
this.
PL.
Oh, really?
They scored
Early
Oh,
days.
they did score. They did score. Yeah, they almost hit the minute. So that's going to make things a lot more exciting. I think P red, they're still both very unfazed with the low score, so maybe they'll see another minute trail off in the second period. But I think we're going to see a lot more action
I
in the
just want to
second
say
two bout.
the distance control from both of these guys is
Mhm.
absolutely insane. Like
Yeah.
there's so many small adjustments taking place with the legs to just try and
Whoa.
In
So
case you
just-
forgot where we are from the
Yeah.
Ibex commercial.
Yeah.
As we're going into this break, not just the distance control, but the threats to the hand from both fencers, I thought was a very fun battle. Even if it was just kind of free shots and they weren't really close enough to hit those, it's constant 2-beat, flick, 7-beat, under, 4 inside, like really trying to go for the hand if it's available at the time where your opponent might be overcommitting.
Stephen.
At Walker Brooks, that was a passivity yellow card. So 1 minute elapsed with no touch scored. So they received a P yellow. If that happens again, both fencers will receive a
Mhm.
red card, a P red card. This is separate from other yellow and red cards. They don't stack with other yellow and red cards. And then finally, if it happens a third time, there will be a P black, in which case, if the score is tied, the higher ranked fencer wins the bout. If the score is not tied, whoever's up wins the bout.
And I believe the higher ranked fencer here is Tristan Tulin, which is why you see him so relaxed always in these moments, because that buys him the ability to play defensive first. So thanks, David King. That's funny.
No
At
problem.
Levi Koppel. We Stephen is our king. So we got the second period starting here. It's going to be really interesting to see if Manarelli is able to build one of those nice attacks that we saw in the previous bout.
I really love the first 10 seconds after a minute break because you can instantly see what their coaches told them and what the change of strategy is going to be.
Now we're seeing a stronger fight for that middle from Manarelli, knowing that he has to put pressure, but Tulin also not wanting to go back, which is nice. I
saw a couple small jumps from Tulin looking for a counterattack.
Oh, I like that action from Manarelli.
Yeah,
How I need to see the slow-mo on that. How did Tulin get that
ended
touch?
up in 2 somehow.
No, he just
Yeah,
missed.
yeah.
Missed, but that is what we need. So
Oh
the
my
key
God.
here, if you're watching, Manarelli needs to trust that he can do that again because he can. Tristan Tulin is primarily, as we saw in the previous bout, he does counterattack occasionally. That was 1 out of 8 times that he didn't look for the blade. You have to play the odds here and know that you can do that again.
And great pressure coming back from Tulin. Right?
Yeah.
He's up 1 with P cards.
Ooh,
Wow,
Good
great
change.
shot.
That's the first real commitment that we've seen from Tulin this whole bout.
Wow. It's okay. He's doing a great job preparing himself for this final, as you can see. Very relaxed going into the break at 2-2 and very strong first 2 touches. Oh, nice.
Seems like a miss on the counterattack. But when you're coming so strong through the blade, whether it's a beat or you're taking a bind, often you're just throwing their tip off just enough to miss. Yeah, he was there for the
Manarelli's
flick.
right there. But, you know, I love fencing someone and having them say, oh, I missed. I always look at them and say, I didn't. Whether or not it was on purpose, whether or not you lost the action, but you got the point, it's important to remember that the goal of this game is to hit your opponent to score the point. Whether or not you win the timing, win the action, if you're scoring the touch, you're winning the bout. There we have another example of a great idea from Manarelli, but he's not executing. Whether the blade is working or not, you have to execute there.
Tulin does a great job of winning these awkward touches. He really does fight till the end.
He really does. I think changing the weapon's a good move here. You just
Yeah,
said
good mental tactic.
three sort of just missing your
50-50
opponent touches. Yeah. And even that first one, you just, you win on the legs, you win on the initiation, and you just whiff. I think beyond the mental resetting from being down, it's not a bad option to just change your blade here, get a different feel for it.
True.
At Walker Brooks, 1695. Not sure what the next tournament is. Potentially Heidenheim for Dylan and myself. Stephen will be competing there, and hopefully won't be our on-the-field correspondent because we'll be watching him on the stage with you.
If that happens, I'll try and get mic'd up.
That would be great. FaceTime him in during the 1 minute break.
That's just way too big a distance
Yeah,
to attack
wow.
from
It's just-
Manarelli.
Now he's forcing
Taking
it.
risks.
And we're seeing Tristan Tulin hold down the fort. Nice. That's exactly his bread and butter. And we haven't seen so much of that in these semis and finals, but he is so strong in parry six. Oh, okay.
Wow, now he's just showing off.
Yeah, I mean, Manarelli in that one-dimensional push is giving him the opportunity to do exactly that. Look at that flick
that
from
flick
the
to the
inside. Nose on those.
It's on the body.
But still, Manarelli needs to not give up here because, like any other fight or sport, there is a chance. You just have to find a way. And we've seen the best fencers have been down and come back.
Tulin, but that's nice. The question is how much pressure he puts on now, right? You got to stay assertive. You can't be too passive, but not taking too many risks.
I think Tulin recognized that first attack from Manarelli was the right idea and just instantly tried to step on the gas when Manarelli was a bit phased. Manarelli has not been able to set up another really good attack, and that is the key to winning this bout. Obviously, he's down 9-3. It's sort of an astute observation, but I was saying the same thing at 2-2, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to go deep here. Ooh.
Good defense. Yeah, this really was my concern from Manarelli from the get-go, right? From this
this great
distance,
insight.
will he have success launching an attack? And that's a good continuation, even after the first attack fails.
At Walker Brooks 1695, would y'all consider broadcasting ACCs? Again, we pretty much would consider anything. I don't think you're talking to the right people. If you can get in touch with the ACC network and get us that job, we will be there and we will broadcast, I think he means broadcasting and live streaming like this. Potentially. We'll see.
ACC can get a little bit tricky, though, when it comes to broadcast rights. They're a little more stringent in the U.S. compared to the FIA.
Yeah, I thought you were asking us to work it. That's
ESPN,
great.
call our line.
Yeah. Oh, not bad, but still, again, you're
That's
down.
too easy for Tulin.
Yeah.
He's just going to keep that distance and wait till the real one.
So if you're Manarelli here, what do you think the solution is? Do you think, how do you make this comeback? How do you start
If I'm
that
Manarelli,
deficit?
I'm telling myself crazier things have happened, and I'm just sticking to the original plan that Ari gave me. That's not it.
I was going to say
Building
that's the exact time that Manarelli needs to pray for, is to get a lunge, a long lunge from Tulin, and show us the defense that we saw in other bouts. He's not going to win really attacking, doing feint disengage into Tulin's parries, but if he can stretch him out, get the arm extended, that's his one chance for second intention pair repost, second intention counterattack, flick over the top.
At Munchy Munchin, that's why we're doing this stream. We want to be honest with our commentary. We want to give a little more colorful commentary, a little more life. Not only do we have a little bit of that energy that we bring, but we also, I believe, have a little more fencing experience than the guys commentating on the FIE, and we just wanted to bring that to the community. So thanks. Levi Koppel, FIE commentators don't have anything to say.
They'll tell you what pools are.
Yeah, I thought they told you what pools are at Levi Koppel.
Dominant period for Tulin.
I think I
Put the gas
disagreed
on.
with Dylan to start, but now it's sort of hard not to see the truth.
I just don't know how he saw it. I need to get my knowledge up. I guess that was,
You can
that was a great
rewatch.
call.
You can finish that book
will
you
be on
started.
YouTube when we're done.
Stephen, you can finish that book you started.
Yeah,
that'll get
that'll
you
do
there.
it.
So really great tactical fencing from Tristan Tulin, acknowledging that he got quote unquote lucky, not really lucky, but he won a touch that he didn't win an action on and immediately took advantage of that momentum and put Manarelli in a super uncomfortable situation and just not letting Manarelli create anything. The counter pressure, the changing between going back and closing in has been really masterful, honestly, and understanding that he has the advantage and he is going to continue hammering that nail and ensuring that Manarelli feels the discomfort of being down. 13-5, that's almost insurmountable.
Yeah. I think we've seen the end of Manarelli's journey today.
Great journey.
Great journey, but great fencing from
Ooh,
Tristan. Whoa!
would have loved to see that at 2-2
That would've been
or
cool.
3-2 down, because he did do that at 2-2, but then he didn't do it at 3-2 down. Anyways, great touch, Manarelli. Is it going to be enough? And
Yeah,
now
This
he's-
is what you're looking for.
Listen.
Some fire.
The chains are off now. He's got nothing to lose. Let's see what he can show at the end of this bout.
this is when we see people like our teammate Sam Emmerich thrive.
Oh, too much. Just doing a little too much
A lot
there.
of sauce. A lot of sauce from Manarelli. But, you know, it's okay.
Yeah, what you gonna do?
Shoot who's going to shoot. You're down 14-6.
Should have
I
flipped.
think we're going to
one
see
more
it
time, I
again, yeah.
think.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
Chop flick on the inside on a lefty. I mean, you got to try it.
Yeah, why not? And you're down 13-6.
And most importantly,
All right.
God, the tempo of Tulin is so disorienting.
Yeah.
That's really one of the hardest parts.
Wow.
I actually like the touchdown
Yeah.
idea. They're going for the
Yeah.
second intention, 6 flick to finish, but Manarelli was ready for a feint deceive.
I think Tulin can try that again.
Yeah, a couple more times,
Why
actually.
not?
I think he's going to finish with a nice lunge.
You think so? Oh, nice little
Never
bird.
mind.
Tulin with his first gold
gold
medal.
medal.
He's been on this final strip before. We won 16-7. That was crazy. He's been here before. Finally, the gold medal. These last two tournaments in men's epee have been great for the Scandinavian countries. Is Netherlands technically
No.
Scandinavia? It's
Oh, it's
very
not
Western.
Scandinavian adjacent.
Okay,
Scandinavian
Scandinavia
adjacent,
adjacent,
right.
but Denmark is Scandinavia.
In the lowlands.
All right. Point being, these very northwestern European countries, and seeing some gold medals go where they haven't gone before. We're
Agreed.
seeing a Netherlands and a Denmark gold. Now, Tristan Tulin.
Put some respect
Is-
on Vostervelen's name.
Oh shoot!
But
I have to
Tristan
leave.
is-
I have to leave this chat. I'm
Listen,
sorry.
Tristan is
Boswell, one of the
slowly
great
catching
epee
up.
fencers. Yeah, Tristan Tulin's medal count is going up. We haven't seen a Netherlands fencer since Boss do this well, and Tristan is the leader of this current team. So it's great to see him doing well and inspiring the other people from his country, because that's what you see when one person's doing well like this. A rising tide does raise all ships if the other ships are, you know, motivated, working, and in the vicinity. And these guys are the guys that are training with him. That's his brother, Raphael Tulin, up there, Team Tulin, with their first gold medal. And congrats to you guys. Also, David King level remark there. Thank you, Slicer Saber. We are all David King at heart.
They're good to have you. You're a legend. Thank you for
Yeah,
leading for this
thank you.
sport.
And
much.
thank you for joining the stream, learning a bit about epee, I see. And congrats to Simone Manarelli. What a wonderful day. Don't let this one bout damper what such an amazing path and an amazing result that, you know, is really, really hard to accomplish for anyone, let alone a young fencer in a land of greats, really.
That was a fun
That was a fun
semifinal
day.
and final.
Yeah.
I enjoyed all the skill that was out there today. Congratulations to Esther winning the women's event.
Yeah, and congratulations to all medalists as well.
Yeah.
And guys, thank you for being a part of our stream today. It was great to have you. Doha.
Where's our wide? It's right there. Doha 2026 semifinals and finals live streaming commentary. Thank you so much for tuning in with us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks, y'all.